Hey guys, welcome back to the Pineapple Podcast. Really? Do you have to do that? Did you wait to do that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You noob.
All right, here, let me pull up the doc.
So if you didn't hear, we have an extra laugh in that
Laugh track?
opening. Well, it wasn't really a laugh track, but
I'm going to turn this into a laugh track, that opening laugh.
do it. That would be actually kind of funny. We have a fellow left boy on the podcast today.
To
What's
my
up,
right.
guys? To your right.
To my
Your
right,
left
we
boy
have
on
the
your
left
right.
boy. So we usually start off with some guest questions.
We don't even know who he is.
Yeah,
Who are
I wasn't
you?
sure if I
The
was
first
supposed to introduce
question, the first
myself,
question I was going to ask is what his name is.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My name is Josh. I'm
My
Josh
name's
Myers.
Josh.
I know these boys from way back.
Like September?
Not really that far back, yeah. But these are some cool guys. So yeah.
It's actually a funny story because we were doing our what's it called, Blue Haven retreat thing at the end of September, and our friend Brian, who was on here like last month, was like, "Hey, I got a friend. Can he come?" And Zach's like,
I had no idea who you were. And
Yeah.
Brian's like, dude, he's cool. And like, I kind of like want to meet him because
I saw y'all meet after church Wednesday. It was like the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
that's
You're
true. I
like-
just walk up
you're
like, hey, I'm Zach. Oh, hey, I'm Josh.
Yeah.
and then y'all both just stood there and was like, this will be a fun car ride.
Well, I
It-
mean,
it was pretty fun.
It was. It was a good time. And, like, so something to know about me, like, I am not a super, like, extroverted person. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
it takes me a bit to open up to people
Yeah.
about things.
Same with Zach.
Well, and so that's why it was so awkward. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I always don't know what to say or, like, what to do with new people.
Yeah,
But, like, somehow we, like, bonded really quick. I
Yeah,
felt
man.
like in the car.
It's like
so.
the road trip music. You got the snacks. You know, it's just like everything just comes out.
Although Zach has like those questions.
That was
Bro.
car ride questions.
And the Mexican rap. Or
That
one
was weird.
Yeah, it was really
Mexican
weird.
rap.
It got stuck in my head for so long.
Oh my gosh,
That was funny.
sounds pretty bad.
I think Zach's probably been on the podcast the most overall,
Probably.
but not recently.
Yeah, it's not recently.
So we got to know Josh well over that weekend, and well, I wouldn't say we haven't looked back, but so there you go. All right, question number 1: occupation / what do you do with yourself?
Well, currently I'm going to Sunset for the 2-year preaching program. And I'm planning on eventually going to be a youth minister, but that could change. Who knows? Just something with ministry is where my path is taking me currently. But I just actually came out of high school. I'm only a few months out of high school, so only 19, very young. Got a lot ahead of me, hopefully. Who knows? Maybe I'll die tomorrow. But
Dude, you've been out of high school for like 8 months.
yeah, it's so weird too, because like time moves by super fast down here. Like I'm already halfway through my first year. That's kind of like done with my first year of college.
You're like
It's
a
an
quarter.
accelerated
Yeah,
program.
you're a quarter of the way done with your time in Lubbock, unless you get stuck here.
Dude, it was freaking me out earlier this week thinking about that. Like, just how fast it's going, and how much our class is bonded too. We're like one big family, because one of our classmates is having a baby, and they had their gender reveal party, and so it was just everybody from the class. Like, it wasn't even their family, and it's probably just because they're far away from their family. But like, it was really cool because like we were all super close with them. And
Was that the one that Cameron like live streamed on Facebook? Or,
yeah.
I don't know if it was. I remember if it was live. I remember looking. I'm like, hey, that's the backyard. Let me see what's happening.
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't know. I've really enjoyed it so far though.
Yep, that's awesome.
But my last job, I worked in coffee. So
I like coffee.
I love coffee. I'm also having a struggle with coffee because when I moved down here, I didn't want to be addicted to it.
Yeah.
And I was since I was like 12.
You're pretty much saying.
Yeah.
And I'm still addicted to coffee.
Yeah.
I just don't drink it like as much as Natalie does.
So I've had like 1 cup my whole life.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Dude, okay. Yeah.
And that's Gold Stripe.
I literally have been drinking it every day since I was like 12, maybe earlier, until like I moved down here. I stopped altogether for a couple months, and I got incredible headaches. But eventually, I got over it.
Yeah.
And then I got a coffee maker. And so
Wait, did you buy a Mr. Coffee?
No, I bought.
Or is it a Keurig?
It's a Keurig, but it's like it's got both, like an actual pot and then like the 1 cup maker too. It's really cool, but the only reason I got it was on sale, and I really missed coffee.
Coffee's pretty nice.
It's good, man. It's good.
I try to only drink 1 cup a day.
Yeah, me too. I don't normally go past that
too.
unless I'm like staying up late studying and
Yeah.
I need something. But,
Coffee
yeah.
in moderation.
Yes. Something
I'm
weird.
stronger.
Why?
Something weird I heard about coffee recently, and I didn't fact check this, so don't like take this and run with
Is this
it.
from like the Babylon Bee?
No, it's from this other podcast actually.
Eggs and bacon?
No, and it's like podcast you probably shouldn't listen to. I just like found a video on YouTube and clicked on it because the title looked interesting. But they were talking about how coffee, or caffeine, not coffee, but caffeine, potentially, depending on the person, is like just as addictive as nicotine or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
because it triggers the same part of your brain.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like I definitely believe that. I'm not saying like it's for sure true because again, haven't fact checked this, but like with like how easy it was for me to get addicted to
Unless
caffeine.
ASAP science is wrong, that's true.
Okay. Can confirm coffee, or not coffee, caffeine is like a drug, and it is just as addicting as basically anything else.
Okay. Yeah. It's really crazy though to think about.
Stop.
Because we think
I
of
need your
nicotine.
phone. Put it away from the mic.
The majority of people think of nicotine as like such an awful thing, and I do think it is. Like I don't think it's good. For
I know
the
someone
most
that
part.
recently overdosed on nicotine.
Yeah, but like, so like there's definitely bad connotation coming with nicotine, but for most people,
Well, not okay.
caffeine.
When I say overdose, I didn't mean he died. He just like
Right,
was
yeah.
rushed to the ER. Okay,
Yeah.
just clarifying. I'm just
Yeah.
casually talking about it.
I actually thought you meant he died.
I know, okay. Because I've said that before, and I know that that's what Zach thinks of, so I had to
Okay.
clarify.
Yeah.
Isn't that what overdose means? Like, it means the person died?
No, I don't think so. I think it just means.
You overdosed.
I think it means what it.
Generally, it means someone died.
I
Because
mean, that it. I think that's a
No
connotation
action.
thing though. What?
Can you stop?
It's a Trump soundboard.
Oh, nice. But anyway, what I was saying was like there's a bad connotation immediately with nicotine, but I don't think that's at least near as much there with caffeine. And like, I don't know. So like what you said with moderation, I think that's good to keep in mind because I think addiction in general is bad. You know.
What
Yeah.
if you're addicted to Jesus?
That's a good point. But actually, okay, so I don't know how racy
think
we
that
want to
works.
get in here. This isn't, I will preface this with, this is not at all morally wrong to say. I'm going to say that.
Be careful, because I have our podcast set to 4 kids.
Oh.
So-
Four kids. Okay, but
Freaking YouTube.
is it okay if I talk about in the context of marriage?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about this in our Christian home class. How my teacher brought up the point that God designed sex to be addictive, but in the right situation. And so
Christian said that.
that's a really
I don't
good
remember that, but
point.
okay.
That's a really good point that some things are made to be
Yeah.
addictive for a good reason. Just don't use them out of their
Context?
out of their context,
Yeah.
like out of what God made them for. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't pronounce the word like Chris says it, then I think we're okay.
How does he pronounce it?
I don't want to say
Okay. I'm confused.
Well, you're going to be here for the next hour or so.
All right, that sounds good. Anyway, if we want to move on, you can.
All right,
That was
so
an interesting conversation.
It was.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food. Okay, I legitimately I was worried about this question because like,
One guy calls out.
well, that was really good.
I had
though.
one Thursday for lunch.
Dude, I want to go back. I haven't been back since. Or well, I've never been there, but
Oh
like,
yeah, it's a fun place too. It's like a hole-in-the-wall place,
Mhm.
so the atmosphere is like at least a quarter of it.
I've driven past it a few times, but I just
Which one?
there's
Probably
more than one?
50th.
There's two.
Okay,
There's
then
one
probably-
50th and then Tech.
Yeah.
50th is better, despite what he says.
No,
Yeah.
it's not
Okay.
better. The 50th one, they use a different sauce.
Oh,
It's
really?
Slightly different.
Downtown, they burn them, and there's no parking.
How many are there?
There's only two.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that was the one. That was the original one on University.
Mhm.
And then someone else partnered with the owner, and
So
there's
it's two guys.
I mean, kind of. The other one's owned by a different person, and like whenever you ask for extra sauce, they bring you marinara sauce instead of pizza sauce,
Whoa.
and they bring it hot
That
instead
is
of.
a sin.
2 times ago they brought it to me cold.
Okay,
But
well
last
they
time they brought it hot.
they apparently it's popular now to ask for extra sauce.
So you
Yeah.
charge.
They don't charge. They just, but they bring it hot,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
always get extra sauce because it's cold, so I can pour it into my hot
Right.
pizza.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then the one on University, they always just get pizza sauce and not marinara sauce,
Hmm.
which is what I want.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know which one I've driven past actually. It was probably the one on University.
Okay, then. Is it like on a
Is it by
little
that
corner?
Baskin Robbins Dunkin' Donuts right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one on. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the better one.
Okay, cool. I'll go there sometime soon. I just never think about it when I'm hungry. You know.
Their lunch specials: calzone and a drink, $7, or 2 slices of pizza and a drink, $7.
That's not bad.
And it doesn't take very long either.
I mean, for the quality pizza you get, it's not bad.
No,
So their pizza's good too. Then.
Pizza's pretty good.
Okay.
I've only had it like once, and was with someone, and they got a really weird one.
Hmm. Like they purposely ordered a weird
Yeah.
one, or they like
They
received
ordered a weird one,
Okay.
so I
Um,
always stick to calzone.
Unless you hate like greasy pizza,
Mhm.
then I would say it's really good because the pizza there is like really greasy.
Oh,
Like they
okay.
use a lot of cheese and everything, and it
Hey,
comes out pretty
I'm from
greasy.
Wisconsin, so cheese is cheese is pretty good.
Cheese.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Brian.
Continue.
So wait, did you
Oh,
actually say your
favorite
favorite
food? No,
food?
I did. I
We started
forgot my
talking about
question
pizza.
around.
Wait,
Anyway.
Brian's not lactose intolerant. That's my brother.
Brian can't have pizza.
Oh,
No, because
gluten.
gluten. Yeah.
Just
I
just
you were talking
remember
about
he
Brian
cheese.
can't have fun.
We're
He's
talking
allergic
about
to
cheese.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't have Oreos.
There are
like,
so many
below.
times where like he thinks I'm joking with him about something. Because like for example, like I'll have goldfish in class or something like that, and I'll just pass one over to him, and he like glares at me, and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Very funny, Josh." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, I'm so sorry." I just
Bro.
always forget. Like it's such a weird thing to live with. Sorry, I keep touching your
Playing
foot.
footsies over there.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite food. So I was thinking about this last night when you sent it to me. I
all
literally
night.
have no idea. There's like, because I'm craving different things depending on the day. I don't ever want to have like one thing over and over and over.
I could have a cheeseburger like every day.
Burgers are good, but it just
Every
depends
day.
on like where you're getting them from and like I don't know. I really enjoy a good steak, and sirloin. I don't not a huge fan of ribeye, which is interesting.
really.
It's not
Okay.
that it's bad. I just prefer sirloin over ribeye.
Huh. You're like the first person that I've ever heard say that.
Right? It's so weird because sirloin's typically cheaper too.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I don't know.
Mondays during lunch hours
Mhm.
at Aspen Creek, for $8 you get 2 sides and like an 8-ounce sirloin steak.
Mm.
$8.
What are the sides there?
They got all sorts of stuff: mashed potatoes, baked potatoes,
Mhm.
French fries, mac and cheese, all the
Mhm.
veggies, just normal restaurant side stuff.
Yep.
So.
My favorite steak from a restaurant, I would say is Texas Roadhouse. I like Texas Roadhouse a lot.
I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time.
We
Whenever-
would go there all
Or
the
their
time. in
rolls are like the
Wisconsin.
best.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Dude, no.
Texas Roadhouse in
Okay,
Wisconsin.
this might be controversial. Red Lobsters, like those bread things, are the best.
Those cheddar
That's
biscuits.
not, how's that controversial?
Those cheddar
I
biscuits.
don't know because some people think other breads are better.
Get
but
outta
I think
here!
These are the best.
Cheddar biscuits from Red
Yes.
Lobster.
Wait, you
Yes,
don't
dude,
think
I
they're good?
love those. I think those are the best.
I'm
Dude.
not a big biscuit person.
Well, that's fine, but
Are they the same thing as rolls?
no,
No.
biscuits are definitely different.
Oh.
Remember when your brother kept calling the bagels biscuits?
Yes, that was a long time.
We were
ago.
doing cross country and they had like this giant thing of, like bagels outdoor, and he's like, "Guys, they have biscuits," and we're like,
But
"Those are
they're-
bagels."
Doesn't biscuit mean like cookies though in like Europe?
England.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just so weird to me.
You're correct.
Biscuits are not cookies.
No.
No.
No, but like those biscuits that you get at like Chicken Express or like KFC or Popeyes or something, you know,
Mhm.
that's really dry biscuits. I hate those.
Yeah, if it's too dry, it's not good. But you just gotta know people how to, and good biscuit makers.
Just play it safe and go to Fazoli's and get those breadsticks.
Honestly, I crave Fazoli's every once in a while. I really enjoy Fazoli's. We had one in my hometown in Wisconsin, so we went there.
I just thought of a story of Tristan and Fazoli's, but I don't think it's podcast rated.
Okay.
So I'll have to save that for later.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a controversial opinion though. Like they're pretty good, and like honestly, that's my favorite thing at Red Lobster because I'm not a huge fan of seafood.
What?
I like crab. I like crab.
If you like
That's
crab
fine.
and have a lot of money to spend, then Joe's Crab Shack.
So I can't do that then because I don't have a lot of money to spend.
I mean, if you're ever on the East Coast, like, get some seafood because it's so good.
Yeah, I honestly
That's true.
I have not been pretty much anywhere east. I've been west a little bit, primarily though just like the middle part of the country,
Okay.
all the way down.
Seems to. Do you like making steaks at home? Like whenever you.
I have never made a steak for myself.
What?
But also, like, I'm right out of high school. I haven't done a ton of cooking for myself yet. Like,
So,
I
do you consider tuna steak a steak?
I don't consider tuna a food, so not like I
Oh
don't.
yeah, I
You're
forgot
gonna
you're not
overdose on
seafood.
mercury.
I don't.
It's canned tuna. And it
I
cooks
don't
it.
like. I don't hate anybody who likes tuna. It's just like it's not my thing. I don't like tuna
tuna
or
very
salmon
much
that
either.
much. They're.
I like
ugh,
salmon.
I like salmon a bit.
I don't know.
I refuse to eat canned tuna though.
I,
We used to keep those for like lunches.
Sounds horrible.
I hate
Yeah.
canned tuna.
I just anything canned kind of grosses me out. It depends on what it is, I guess. Like soup cans, whatever.
What
But
about a
like,
can of money?
that'd be nice, but but canned food gives you cancer apparently. Like, but everything does. So who
Wait,
cares?
canned food gives you cancer?
Apparently, that's what I heard.
Who did you hear that from?
I don't know. This is years ago. I hear a lot of things. It doesn't mean they're all true.
After
can
every
confirm it's not
sentence,
always
Josh is
true.
just going to be
Yeah.
like, I haven't fact checked this.
Well, I haven't. I'm being honest.
At least he's being honest.
Yeah, I'm not like saying this is for sure a fact, but yeah,
All right. So, you like steak.
I do like steak.
To
yeah.
sum up everything.
Yeah.
What
Give
about
me- I was gonna say, do you have any hobbies?
Do I have any hobbies?
Oh, you said you got a gaming PC.
Yes. Oh, do we want to talk about this?
I mean, we can, or we
So,
can save it for video game.
I
stuff.
purchased a gaming PC.
Okay.
I did not receive a gaming PC. so this is what happened. This is over Black Friday
Cyber
week,
Monday.
around
Yeah.
that time. So like, it's so stupid now. Like, I'm not gonna go on a huge tangent here, but like, the deals are not just on one day. Like, they're sometimes for like the whole month. So
Yeah.
it's
Sometimes
not
for like
even-
the whole Christmas holiday.
Right, yeah. So, but anyway, this was before Black Friday, but it was that week, and I really wanted to play Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay. Ooh, have you played it?
No, and
Okay,
I
I
will
got
get
it.
to why.
Oh, bro. Okay. That was one of the games I've been playing a lot of this
Mhm.
week because I really wanted to play it too, and I got it, and
Yeah.
I've been playing it. So I'll tell you how it is.
I have it, like I own it on Steam, but
You can't
anyway,
play it.
I'll get to why.
Okay.
So, I saw this really nice gaming PC on Best Buy's website for like a good amount off. It was like a $500-$600 discount.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and so I was like debating because I had a PS4 in the past,
Yeah.
and I was like, do I really want to rebuy a PS4 like a year or two before the new one comes out, or like buy an Xbox One before like the new one comes out?
I'm waiting
it's just
until
not
next
worth it.
November to buy a PS5.
Right. But I feel like with a gaming computer, you don't run into that problem near as much because you can switch out parts for a while.
Yeah.
And so I looked at it more as a long-term investment, because it's more expensive, but it's not if you are like getting it on a good deal and you know how to like find deals. Because like Steam has great deals. I like over that same week, I got something like 30 games. Maybe it was more than that for like $30 almost.
Yeah.
Like, it was
See,
crazy.
You
I
should have
don't-
brought your PC off of Wish.
No.
No.
Yeah, Steam usually has really good deals around the holidays,
Mhm.
but I stopped buying games because I never get around to playing them all.
Oh, sure, yeah. But they had like the entire Valve collection for that was normally like $120
Yeah.
for like $12.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really cool. And so
Like
I have all
90%
those. But so anyway, I purchased the PC. It said, and so since I live where I live, which isn't incredibly sketchy, but it's too sketchy to buy something big and then just have it sit there in front of your door, you know?
Yeah.
I had it sent to Best Buy, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
So you
that's
can pick it up,
safer,
yeah.
right?
Did you not pick it up in time?
Hold on, we'll get there. So, what was dumb was, and I've thought about it, and I think it makes sense, but it's still dumb. If I had sent it to my house, it would have taken 3 days to get there. Since I had it sent to Best Buy, it was supposed to get there on Wednesday of this week, and I bought it back over Thanksgiving. And so anyway, that's what I did. I was like, I can wait, whatever. And then it comes to this week, and I'm checking the website like every 10 minutes throughout the day on Wednesday,
Yeah.
because it's supposed to update me on when it's ready to pick up.
Yeah.
And it didn't, like, Best Buy's website for me was not that intuitive. Like, I couldn't really tell what it meant.
Best Buy has a horrible website.
Yeah. And so, like, I couldn't tell what it meant, and I eventually decided, like, I was going to call them ahead of time, you know? Call
Yeah.
them and see if it was there. So I go home that day, and I call, and I'm on hold for, like, a half hour. No
Dang.
joke. It
Wow.
was forever. And I finally get somebody. I'm like, hey, I'm not sure what this means on your website. And I was just wondering if my product's in or whatever. And I tell her the product number and everything. And she's like, yeah, so it's not in yet, but I'm going to transfer you over to internet services. I'm like, okay.
Why?
Right?
It's
Like, why?
Why are you transferring me to internet services?
So she transfers me over, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing at this point. And guess what their internet customer service is? All automated. There's not a single human. So how would a robot
Right.
help me more than a person literally at the store? And also, what extra information did I need? So that was a whole other thing. But I hung up and I looked online, and they put a delay on it because it didn't get shipped in time. So I guess on their website, they sometimes do more middleman type stuff from different distributors.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so the distributor it was coming from didn't come in on time. So
Okay.
it's still not here.
Oh, it's like to this day.
To this day, it's still not here.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it can come, get this. It can come anywhere between now and January 10th.
Oh my gosh.
And also maybe never. They put
never?
that disclaimer on there because they don't know. Like, it's not them shipping it to themselves.
It's their third
Yeah.
party.
And so I don't know when it's coming. I really have no idea. And so I'm tempted now to go there and see if I can get a refund and then
Just buy one.
buy one that's there if it's
Yeah.
got the same specs, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to do that sometime
Dang.
if it doesn't come soon.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
Dang. You won't have it for Christmas break?
No,
Wait, so why didn't you call like the distributor or whatever?
because they didn't give me any of that information.
Oh.
And I wasn't about to sit on hold for another hour that day. Like, it was so
Wait,
long.
so instead, then you have to wait till January 10th?
Maybe, or just
Or
forever,
never.
you know? Because after January 10th is when they cancel it. That's all they were saying, is like, if it doesn't come here by then, we'll cancel the order, you'll get a refund and whatever. So,
Get a
Okay.
refund and like a $50 gift card or something.
yeah, like,
You would
seriously.
think.
It's so ridiculous.
I'd be like, otherwise I'm about to destroy y'all on Yelp. My Reddit thread's gonna be popping.
And I always, like, wonder about, because I thought about, like, I even, like, had to hold myself back from going there yesterday and just, like, yelling. Because, like,
Dang.
I know that the employees are not the ones responsible. So
Yeah.
I don't want to take out my
Right.
anger on them. But at the same time, if my anger is going to get me free stuff, you know, is it, like, is it worth it? Who knows?
We
Yeah.
go to Best Buy and Josh is over there flipping tables and we're making a whip of games.
Yeah.
A whip of games.
A whip of games.
I don't know. I'll probably go there if it's open on Sunday. I'll probably go back. But anyway, hobbies. Yeah.
So not gaming right now.
Well, but I mean, I like video games. I still have a Switch and I play my Switch. But so I like video games. I enjoy watching good movies and good TV shows.
You don't like
Um,
trash movies or trash TV shows?
I do if they're so bad they're good. Like
Like The Room?
I haven't seen The Room. I really want to. But
What about the documentary of The Room?
no, I want to see The Room first before I watch that.
Yeah.
But what was one? I mean, like Troll 2. Troll 2 is fun to watch.
What?
You
Troll?
never seen Troll 2? Do you know what Troll 2 is?
Troll 2? No.
Like
What?
DreamWorks Trolls?
No.
No.
Way earlier. Let me give you a really fun piece of information. There is no Troll 1.
Oh.
It's called Troll 2. I can't remember the whole story. I think a different company made a movie called Troll. And then this other company was like, we'll make our own spiritual successor
Yeah.
to it, but they're not alike in the slightest. Sorry. They're entirely different movies. And
Huh.
Troll 2 is a masterpiece of an awful movie. It's the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I might have to look it up.
It's good. It's fun to watch. There are some really crazy parts. Essentially, this family goes on a vacation or something like that, and they encounter these trolls. And the trolls' whole thing is they're vegetarians. So they have to turn people into plants before they can eat them, but they still eat them.
This is actually
Okay, that
sounds
sounds
hilarious.
right. That sounds hilarious.
It's great, and there's so much more to it than that. It's great. But yeah.
It actually sounds really funny.
Yeah. It's good.
So besides cinema,
And video games.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy a good TV show. I've been really liking The Mandalorian recently. But another thing I really enjoy, and so like this kind of goes along with what we were talking about before the podcast about like why I went to see Frozen.
Oh.
I'll kind of explain that. I also have like some guilty pleasure shows and movies that are like super kiddish sometimes, but like I like them for some reason. I think my first big experience with this was like, do you know what Boy Meets World is? The show?
yes.
Yeah, I know of it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so Boy Meets World was a good show.
I think Girl Meets World's better though.
So that's
I'm
what
messing, I'm
so
messing.
what I'm saying though is,
Wait.
I was such a fan of Boy Meets World that I watched through Girl Meets World.
But
and-
okay, so that's besides the point. Did you think
Right.
it was better?
Oh no.
Okay,
not
I
at
wasn't
all.
about to have a problem
No,
here.
no. Especially not the first season. Girl Meets World does get better over time. It's not
I
good.
haven't watched it through.
I like objectively, it's not a good show.
Right.
I want to preface with that it's not good, but it's fun to watch if you enjoyed Boy Meets World growing up.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good references to it, and like Feeney is still alive somehow. Like he is ancient, but he's still there, so that was really cool. But anyway, so like another show I've been watching because I use Disney Plus.
Right.
Is High School Musical, the musical, the series, which is the most ridiculous name for a show ever.
Yeah.
But I kind of enjoy it.
I haven't
I
started
have
it.
not seen it.
I wouldn't
I
if
started
you're
watching
not
through
the
Zach.
type of person that thinks that they would enjoy it. It's probably not going to be.
Nah, Zach would die.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
I've been watching through Zach and Cody, so
Yeah. I couldn't go back and watch that one.
it hasn't aged well.
Yeah. It's just like I've got a feeling that like I only ever watched it because it was on, you know, and like it was on those days where like you didn't have anything else to do, and it was just
Well,
like during the
actually,
day and-
when it was on, we didn't really watch Disney Channel when I was a kid,
Mhm.
until I was probably like middle school or whatever. And so the only time I watched it was when like my aunts would be watching it, like my grandma's or whatever. Then I'd be sitting in there watching
Right.
it. So I hadn't like seen it through or anything. So I'm
Mhm.
like, gotta make up for lost time.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And it's
I
only
don't
3
know.
seasons, which surprised me. It
Really?
felt like it ran for like 15 years.
Well, I mean, like Sweet Life on Deck was the
yeah,
sequel to
and then
it,
there was the Sweet Life movie.
which is so weird. Have you seen that recently?
I'll watch it after.
I didn't watch it, but I watched a guy talk about how crazy it is. It is really dark in a weird way for a kids movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I want to know your opinion on it when you see it. But so Frozen 2, I went to see that because I unironically loved that movie, the first one. And I know that there are problems with it, Especially though people didn't like it because of how popular it got, and I understand that because
That's mostly why I
Yeah.
would pass on it. It's just because it was all anyone talked about. It drove me
Right.
crazy.
Okay.
Right.
I passed on it because it was a musical.
Oh sure. So you just don't like.
I don't like musicals in
That's
general.
fine. Yeah,
Hold
I
on
understand
though.
that.
Like 90% of the songs are in the first 30 minutes of the show of the movie though,
There's a lot, yeah.
and then the second half, the last 3/4 of the movie, there's something like 2 songs.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
okay.
got me was everyone was singing the same song over and over and over again for
Yes.
3 years, and I'm like,
Yes.
please stop.
And so the reason why I enjoyed it was because I watched it way after people were super hyped about it. It was at least a year after it came out.
Okay.
And so I just experienced it for what it was without taking anybody's opinion into it because I didn't know anything about the story at that point. All I knew was Let It Go
The
because everybody
songs.
was
Yeah.
yeah. But I enjoyed it. It's got some good comedy throughout. The main
Olaf's
part.
cool. I enjoyed Olaf.
Okay, I normally hate those types of characters.
Same.
They do Olaf really well, especially in the second one, and I'll talk about that in a second. But
Don't spoil it. I will watch Frozen
right.
2, just probably not in theaters.
The-
When it comes to Disney Plus, I'll watch it.
I will say by far the strongest part of Frozen 2 is the comedy. It is
Okay.
a funny movie, just straight up. But Frozen, the first one, the only main problem I had with it was the ending. It felt incredibly rushed, and it felt like they didn't
was.
know what they were gonna do.
Dude, they were editing it and up until the month it was released.
Right. And it's so weird too because there is not a single inkling that the guy who is bad throughout the entire movie. And it's not like you should ever spoil
Right.
who the villain is,
But movies do that. They'll
Right.
do something to where the characters of the movie or show don't see it. It's just something between you and whoever's doing their evil thing, a phone call or a shady phone call or something.
the thing is if they had kept it a secret from literally everyone including the audience the entire time, that would have been fine if they had done it better.
Yeah.
Because you can tell if you rewatch the movie that they weren't planning on making him a bad guy from the beginning. Because there's a scene. Sorry, I got stuff in my throat. There's a scene where
We all have stuff in our throat, Josh.
that's true. But there's a scene where Anna and
Elsa.
I don't even remember his name.
Elsa. Oh,
The bad guy.
charming. Oh.
Prince Person and Anna meet early on in the movie.
Keanu Reeves.
Or at least he
No.
sees her. I can't really remember how it plays out, but he falls in the water. You remember that part?
Yeah.
It's been 3 or 4 years.
Well, he falls in the water, and she is not looking at him at this point. She's gone. He looks in her direction and smiles, not creepily, but genuinely. What's the motivation there to smile in a loving way towards somebody that you are trying
He's
to?
thinking, I'm gonna take over your kingdom.
But there's no way.
It's not creepy. It's not supposed to be a weird way.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Their
not.
people didn't go back and fact checked everything, or they just didn't care because they didn't think
Yeah.
They probably thought this movie was gonna suck, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna put it out there."
it
and then
wasn't
just
supposed to
explodes.
break the world.
Well,
But it did.
and it did actually pretty bad in theaters initially because nobody knew what it was. Because
Like the opening weekend.
yes,
Okay, I was
yes,
gonna say.
initially because
Probably once the song came out, though, then everyone's like, "Let's go!"
well, but the majority of the trailers, and I'm not going to say it was all of them because I don't know that for sure, but at least the very first trailer and the biggest one that the majority of people saw
yeah.
was just Olaf walking around. There was no inclination of what the movie was going to be about. I even remember going to see a movie when it was first being advertised, and at this big theater, there was a huge poster of just Olaf, and it said Frozen. And it was nobody knew what else was in the movie.
And then the first teaser trailer for Frozen 2, she's like freaking Frozone.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
But so Frozen 2 though, I have conflicting feelings about it. As its own movie, it is an enjoyable movie. The comedy is great. It looks really good. Like they did a good job with the animation and everything. But it did not need to exist.
Big oof.
It didn't add really. It added some to the universe, but not in a super satisfying way.
Okay. That's
And
annoying.
right, And the end of it makes it seem like it's the last one. And that would be fine if the story with it was overall better.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't good enough to be the last one. And so that makes me worried that they're going to make a third one.
Question.
What?
Would you rather have a third one or a spinoff?
I would rather it be done. Because, like, well, but when you end...
1, 2. That was not an option, sir.
Well, when you end it in the way that they did, it doesn't make sense for a third one to exist. It would feel super forced.
I can see the title now. Olaf goes to Jamaica.
What?
In the summertime.
I
He
don't
just
know.
melts.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Do you know what my
enjoyed it.
problem with Frozen 2 is? Remember, I haven't seen it yet, but do you know what my problem with Frozen 2 is?
What?
We still don't have a Tangled 2.
No one cares.
Tangled was a great movie.
It was alright.
Go away.
It's not bad.
It wasn't
just-
great.
Tangled was
It
good.
was okay.
I would
in my
say
opinion,
it's
'cause I
a
actually saw
tiny
it.
bit above average.
I know a lot of people that like Tangled a lot.
Well, it's an enjoyable movie, but
And has a
Yeah.
good soundtrack.
it's got a decent soundtrack. Yeah,
It's got a good soundtrack.
it's okay.
It's got a good soundtrack.
All right. Sorry, my brother is texting me.
LOL.
LOL.
So, world personal breaking news.
It took us that long just to
the
get
first
here.
time ever, nothing.
It takes us usually like 30 seconds to get here.
Not 30 seconds.
I mean, we get to world breaking news. That's like the first thing we talk about.
Well, we don't have any this time, so that helps.
I feel like I did.
We normally just
Oh,
talk
I
about
have-
random
I have
things.
breaking personal news.
Mm.
We had a 4.0 this semester.
You had a 4.0?
Yeah, like A's in all my
GPA.
classes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said we had a 4.0.
Oh, did I say
So I was like,
I thought I said I got a 4.0.
yeah. I figured that's what you meant, but that, like I heard we, and it might have just been me, but I was a little confused.
It was a 4th generation Wii console. So,
Well, cool. Good for you.
You're gonna get one too, because you thought I said we. You're gonna get a 4.0.
Oh, okay. That's your prediction?
Yeah.
Actually, okay. So, like, grades at Sunset are kind of interesting.
I've
'Cause-
heard.
Well, like, it's not a bad thing. I honestly really enjoy it because,
It lets you enjoy the classes more, right?
right,
Yeah.
they emphasize that you shouldn't care a ton about the grade that you get. More, you should care about the learning.
so it's like,
that
it's
you-
not the destination, it's the journey.
Kind of. As long as you have
Like
what
the-
happens in the journey stick with you.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just about learning. And that's
Yeah.
what school should be in general.
That's
Question.
like the opposite for me.
Question.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the PS3 game, Journey?
No, but it looked cool.
I know. I didn't play it either. I saw this guy, like, talk about it. And I'm
I
like,
saw this random guy
that
talk
looks
about
fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like Connor the Waffle.
it. Oh, okay.
You watch Connor the Waffle?
I've watched him for a long time.
I don't consistently watch it, but I've seen
I
a
don't
good
watch
amount of
it
his
very
videos.
much.
His last video was really weird. It was like the dark side of Amazon.
Mm.
And-
Yeah, it's called Alibaba.
And his hair's like real long these days.
Hmm.
So,
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while.
and he has a really weird anime addiction that makes me uncomfortable at times.
You don't like anime?
I feel like a lot of people have a weird
It's
anime
not
addiction.
I don't like anime, it's that his addiction to this one anime character makes me feel uncomfortable.
Who is it?
Oh.
Princess something.
Oh, Mononoke?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know which anime he's talking
I've never
about.
seen that movie. It's a Studio Ghibli movie, but it's pretty popular. I don't.
I've only seen a couple animes.
Same.
Dragon
I'm not.
Ball.
Anime
Dragon Ball's
Zelda.
good.
Dragon Ball is really good.
Mhm.
Last
I
year,
mean, whenever they have the new movies, I always go watch them.
Oh yeah.
I never watched Naruto.
I tried.
It's so long.
To anybody that likes Naruto, I'm sorry. It's not my thing. I really
Like
could not
I
get
feel
through
like
it.
I will like it if I watch it. I just don't have the time to go watch like 12 seasons.
Yeah. See, I think a mark of a bad show is when they cannot get things going for like more than 3 episodes in. Like,
Oh, okay.
if you're
Yeah.
3 episodes in and you still don't like
the
it,
first season of The Office was only like 5 episodes. It was trash.
that's a good point. There are small exceptions here and there. Because, like, there was this anime that I watched that I would recommend definitely called Durarara.
I haven't seen it.
It's,
I've seen
These
some of the popular
titles,
ones.
It
though.
is okay. It's a slow start, but it has to be. For what the payoff is, it works very well. And I'm not normally a person to sit through something. It actually took me 3 years to get past the first like 5 episodes. Because like I watched a little bit.
3
That was
years.
me with Iron Fist.
Well, I watched a little bit and I didn't like it. And then I decided like a couple of years later that I would give it another chance.
Yeah.
And then I got hooked. because it builds a lot that you don't see right away. And then, like, halfway through the season, something happens, you're like, holy crap, that was really cool. But all of the seemingly boring stuff needed to happen for that to pay off. But so it happens sometimes. It's just kind of rare, you know?
Yeah. I feel like Naruto is not the show that's going to do that, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen JoJo?
I tried.
You didn't like it?
I only watched the first episode.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. It makes me kind of uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. It's just, it might just be the style.
Anime can do that.
Right? Well, so
I mean, some animes can.
I am very cautious about anime in general because I've been scarred before. I don't know if I've told this story to you guys.
Probably
But, okay.
So
Oh, boy.
Dude, animes can be weird.
They can be really, really disturbing sometimes. Because...
culture's weird in Japan.
have you heard of Berserk?
I feel like I've heard it, but I haven't.
There's
I don't know
a
anything
song
about
called Berserk by Family Force 5
That
featuring
is
the
not,
Prey.
that's not an anime now, is it?
I
But,
mean, sometimes I feel like they could be an anime.
who knows? But yeah, Berserk was a pretty popular classic anime that's been redone a few times, you know,
Okay.
like one of those. But they did a movie series with like story arcs in like the early 2000s that my friend recommended to me. Oh boy, the first two are really fun. They're kind of gory, but like it's nothing that was too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one happens, and I don't even think I can say what happens on the podcast.
Okay.
Like it's bad. It's
Oh.
not.
You just,
okay.
Instead of like thinking the movie bad, you're just like, I feel like I should get you friends at that point.
Right?
It's the person you
Well, and I
recommended it
love
to.
this guy that recommended it, but I'm just like, how can you be okay with this?
Oh yeah.
It's just weird.
I don't know. I've seen a couple. I've seen Attack on Titan.
I
one season of
I
that.
never did.
You never? Okay, it's pretty good.
I don't know. Attack on Titan,
Confused.
and this might be more controversial than I mean it to be, but Attack on Titan gave me Walking Dead vibes.
I mean, it kind of does, but I haven't seen Walking Dead.
Yeah, don't please.
Wait, you don't like Walking Dead?
I hate Walking Dead.
Really?
From a writing standpoint, I cannot
Oh,
stand
well,
that show.
It's a
I have-
zombie.
I haven't seen it, so I
I
can't.
only imagine people
judge.
get brought back to dead all the time.
Well, okay. So the main
back
problem
to
I
that.
have a big passion for like creative projects as far as like stories go.
Yes.
Because I've
Have you seen Cujo and the Two Strings?
no, but it seems cool.
I think you would like that.
I'll try it. But like, I've always wanted to write books. I don't know if I've told you guys this either, but I'm actually progressing pretty far now with this idea I've been working with since I was like 13. So I appreciate well done stories
Yeah.
and things that feel like it was the passion of the creator to
Mhm.
make. Walking Dead, the show, I've never read the comics, so I can't speak on that.
I didn't
But
even know there were
Walking
comics.
Dead, the show, yeah, it's based on comics.
Oh.
Uh,
I thought it was just a popular show that someone made.
no, but
I
the
mean,
the
yes.
show, I could tell by the second season where it was gonna go. Just it seemed to me that it was just made
For, like,
to
a cash
make
grab.
people right. It's interesting enough that people are like, oh, this is gonna go somewhere, but it never does on purpose because otherwise they would not make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's annoying.
it felt like Lost, honestly, because Lost was just super drawn out. You know, it did not need to be that long, and so Attack on Titan gave me that kind of vibe where it's an initially really fun concept and they do it well, but it gets drawn out so long on purpose, and then the payoff is not near as good as you want it to be. But I'm not sure about Attack on Titan because I haven't seen it. It just gave me that kind
Okay.
of vibe.
Well, I'll tell you, it's only one season so far, so
Oh, okay.
it leaves you on a cliffhanger.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure like the manga is like really far right now, but they haven't made any more shows for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm confused. I'm on YouTube right now, and one of my favorite film reviewers is reviewing all 4 Jumanji movies.
4?
There are 4. I was talking about this to my friends.
Zarther counts?
Zarther.
What?
Zathura.
Zarther?
Zarther. Is that like alien Arthur?
Alien
Zathura, yes, because the author of the original Jumanji book made Zathura as a sequel to Jumanji. And in the Zathura book, they are given the game Jumanji in the beginning, and they decide, hey, this looks boring, so they throw that away, and then they play Zathura. And also, when Zathura came out, it was actually advertised as being in the same universe as the Jumanji movie. So yes.
I'm honestly very surprised that I was not aware of that.
I wasn't aware of it until like last week. So
Last week? Okay.
like
Okay,
legitimately,
I don't
because
feel
I saw
bad.
a
Yeah.
video about it.
All right. Well, we've talked about a lot of movies and just random stuff.
LOL.
Let's move on to Bible.
What's that?
What is a Bible?
What is a Bible?
I feel like that's
Alright.
a really complicated question. Like, if you wanted like a long answer, it could be a long answer.
All right, Zach. What is the Bible in 20 words or less?
A book that tells you about Jesus. You gonna argue with it or not?
No, you're not wrong.
I mean,
No.
it's not wrong. It's not entirely accurate either.
Dude, but it is accurate in a lot of ways.
I mean,
because-
it is, but it's also doesn't encompass like
yeah.
Old Testament, New Testament, like
It-
everything.
Oh, it does though.
Oh, that's true. It does.
so like,
Old Testament, precursor to Jesus.
Yes.
New Testament, Jesus.
so this term at school, I took a class called Scheme of Redemption. It was so mind blowing because obviously
Oh.
there's connections
Michael
from the
Bay
Old
teach it?
Testament to
No,
Jesus.
it's gonna be a lot of explosions.
Say it was mind blowing.
This
Oh.
Obviously, you can see some connections between the Old Testament and Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize the extent at which, though. Let me ask you this question, and maybe you know the answer, and if you do, you were at a better place than I was when I started this class. What was Joseph's purpose for going to Egypt? Joseph in the Old Testament.
Because Jesus, they fled there. And
It is. I'll give you that much. It is partially a parallel with when Jesus' family goes to Egypt. Yes, but that's not the main point at all.
Hold on, I'm trying to think.
Think about it. Think about it. I'll give you one. Big
Why they go
hint.
to Egypt?
Yes, I'll give you one big hint. Think about his brothers.
I gotta like
names.
flip back over there right now.
Think about his brothers' names. There's one in particular.
So that I feel like I should just name all the names.
Just think about it for a bit. I'll give you a chance.
Insert timer here.
Okay, I'm not gonna figure it out, and we don't want a bunch of dead air on the podcast.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Just go ahead and tell us.
So we always think of like we think of the connection between. Are you looking at my pop socket?
I was about to have to defriend you, but it's a Gryffindor pop socket, so I approve.
Cool. Well, so what was I saying now? Okay, so we think of the main connection between the Old Testament and Jesus as just like the lineage that it gives us. Like, you know, we find out that Rahab is an ancestor to Jesus and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Chris Johnson always says Old Testaments, people saying, he's coming, he's gonna be here. And then New
Mhm.
Testament, he's here. And then the end of it, you missed him.
So, a very basic summary of Scheme of Redemption. You know, you start in the garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from the point that Eve sins and then Adam,
Mm-hmm.
God starts the plan. Well, that's actually incorrect. Before Adam and Eve even sin, God starts his plan for redemption. But that's when it's enacted, you know, beginning with the sin of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
And so then the seed starts with initially Abel, but Abel gets killed. So then the seed is under Seth. Okay? And so this is all promised when God talks to the snake about you will strike him on his heel and he will crush your head.
Yeah, he'll crush your head.
Yeah. So that's
That's talking about
that's where
Jesus.
the start of that
Right.
is. And so that eventually comes to the time of Joseph. The story of Joseph initially does not seem very involved in the lineage of Jesus. It is incredibly involved, though, the more you think about it. Because his brother is Judah, and Jesus is the Lion of Judah. He comes out of Judah's line. Okay?
Mhm.
So if Judah doesn't survive, Jesus doesn't come from that line, which needs to happen.
Okay.
The way...
So Joseph had to go to make the line survive.
Right.
Essentially.
He kept the seed because of the famine and
Because they would have
everything.
starved out. If
Mhm.
he died or whatever, then it would have been like,
Yes.
whoops.
Joseph's main purpose, there are also other purposes, but the main purpose for
Just to
Joseph
keep
going to
that
Egypt
line alive.
was to save the seed so that Jesus could come about. That was so crazy to see,
That's pretty mind blowing.
right? It was so cool. And there's so many things throughout the Old Testament that
Yeah.
are like that we just don't recognize. But the whole Old Testament, there are some other stories that tell other lessons too, but the
Yeah.
whole story of the Old Testament is leading to Jesus.
For sure.
So, yeah, that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
So that was pretty accurate when I said the book.
Yeah.
It's just a book that talks about
It's,
Jesus.
it's so much more accurate than you think, because we kind of just think of the Old Testament a lot of times as a separate thing that's
Yeah.
not really for us, but that's
Yeah.
not true, you know?
And people are like, well, don't hold too much to that. It's outdated.
Mhm.
It's like, hello?
And I think some people go too far with that, because like the covenant that was for the Old Testament is not for us, right?
Right.
That doesn't mean that some other things that weren't part of the covenant aren't for us, you know? Obviously, like not trimming the edges of your beard, that's not for us. Obviously,
Do not commit
animal
adultery.
sacrifices,
That is
not
for
for
us.
us, right? So there are still definitely things that apply, and definitely
Basically, I
lessons
think
that we
the
need to
Ten
learn from it.
Commandments are still pretty. Hold up.
I would say so. Yeah, 10 Commandments are not.
What about the Sabbath day?
I knew you were gonna
one
say
thing-
that.
So like,
knew you
I
were
mean,
gonna say
I
that.
knew that you.
I
So-
knew you were
But
gonna
I was
say
just.
that.
I had to throw it out there,
There-
because I want to ask Josh.
We always talk about the Sabbath.
it is a difference between being a requirement and being something that you should do.
that you want to do out of
Right.
wanting to do it out of your heart, not being forced to do it.
Because Jesus specifically addresses the Sabbath in the New Testament when the Pharisees are talking to him about that. We are not under the requirement of the Sabbath.
What are you doing?
It's like shaking. I can just see it.
Oh.
We are no longer under the requirement of the Sabbath, but to say that the Sabbath should never be taken
Yeah.
is also wrong in my opinion. That's a topic you can debate and whatever, and it's not a salvation issue. It's not
Yeah.
something
No.
that you should get too wrapped up in. But it is important to realize that we are not better than God, and God took a day of rest. You know,
Yeah.
and I really do think God designed that because He knows that we need rest. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's very healthy to take an entire day to just, get away from everything. And
Depends on how you do it, though.
well, yeah,
Because some of
you
the
need
ways
to-
that we rest and relax are actually more draining.
Yes. And the Sabbath is supposed to be a recognition of God's
Mhm.
providing for you. It's
Yeah.
not oh okay,
It's not
I'm
play
gonna play
VR.
video
Yeah, it's
games
not play
all day,
VR
like-
for 12 hours.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you couldn't. It's just it should be about God, whatever you're doing, and I mean in general that should be true. But, like,
Yeah.
we fail on that, I know. But the Sabbath is its initial purpose was you don't work because they had to work for getting the food that they need.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you trust that God will provide for you anyway.
Yeah.
They
So-
didn't have no Uber Eats or Favor back in the day.
Right.
Had to work for food. What is
Yeah.
this?
So the important thing
Don't we
is
still do
that it is no longer doing things because of a law, but rather it's doing things because you love God. It's the intention, and it's about your heart.
Check your heart. So, was that our Bible portion?
I mean, we're going to talk about something entirely different, but we just ended up talking about this.
Yeah,
Should we just move on and we can talk about
doesn't matter.
our stuff later?
We might need. How
Yeah,
much time are we at?
We've been talking about a lot of other stuff for a long time, so.
That is true.
We're already at almost an hour. Probably need to move on if we're
Yeah,
gonna hit the
okay.
other stuff.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
That's good.
We'll save Romans 12.
All right,
Dude, that
we've
clock
already-
is very off.
It's 2 hours off, but I got used to it,
Mhm.
so I don't change it because it will throw me off.
Mm.
We've already talked about food a little bit, but
Mhm.
We
Christmas
have.
beverages.
Christmas beverages.
Yeah,
like
so
it
the
where you
food
go.
the food section's kind of a wild card. At first, we talked about genres of food. Then we ran out of that, Then we talked about. Then we started like doing just talking about restaurants.
We did.
So now it's just, yeah. I figured because it's that time of year, so like Christmas.
I mean, what other beverages are there besides like hot chocolate and eggnog?
Apple cider.
I guess that's kind of Christmas, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm not well versed in Christmas beverages.
Okay,
very
so
versed in
have you
Christmas
ever
beverages.
made hot chocolate, but instead of using water or milk, you used eggnog?
No.
Horrible.
I said that last night, and everyone's like, "No." I haven't done it, just for the record,
Ah,
but it was an idea.
sure you haven't.
Shh.
What about Christmas food? That was quick.
So, I mean, I guess this is just how my family does it.
Are you going up to Wisconsin during the
I
break?
actually am, yeah, for a week because I have 2 weeks off for Christmas break.
One
which
week
is-
for your family and 1 week to recover. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's gonna be both for family. It's just where at.
Ah.
I'm going back home. Well, actually, going back home is more for my friends because my parents are coming down after that week, so I'll be with it anyway.
Okay.
So I'll be going back home during the week of Christmas to mainly see friends and spend some time with my parents, and then they'll drive me back from there to Oklahoma to see my family in Oklahoma for that time.
But that road trip won't be as fun as ours.
Oh, definitely not,
Won't
but
be.
it'll be good.
You had to play some crap.
My
old
parents
country
would
rap.
not like that at all. But Christmas food, I don't know. I've never really liked what my family did for Christmas food because I don't hate ham. It's just like it's not my favorite thing ever.
Really? Dude,
You know
are
what?
you
You're
big
not
a
my
turkey
favorite
person?
thing ever.
Oh, I'm definitely a turkey person. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love the ham.
I'm
Like
both.
on Thanksgiving.
I actually eat turkey throughout the year.
I don't.
I want to, but I just never think of it.
Rudy's, because I probably go to Rudy's at least once a month and love their turkey.
Dude, I've always liked turkey, but I've only ever had it on Thanksgiving, and we always just did ham on Christmas, and it was always just kind of a boring meal.
How do you make your turkey?
I don't make it.
How does your parents make the turkey?
They don't make it.
They buy it pre-made.
No, normally my grandparents take care of that. But they have done it a few different ways. Sometimes they fry it. Sometimes the one year my grandpa smoked it, which was interesting.
Smoked turkey can be really good.
It can be. It just depends on how you
Rudy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. smoked
Rudy's,
turkey.
United, the Shack.
I actually haven't been to the Shack, and I drive there
The
every time I
Shack
go to work.
is a legit place. I've only been there twice.
And so is Evie Mae's barbecue.
I
But they're
haven't
just
made it
expensive.
there.
I heard that place is good, but I haven't been there.
They're really good, like
But-
really good barbecue.
No, for Thanksgiving, then my dad always fries like turkey. We have 3 turkey fryers,
Mhm.
so takes like the whole day. This year he made like 16, 17 fried turkeys,
Mhm.
just like because I mean he got all, like the oil and stuff, so he has just like the 3 of them out in the driveway.
Yeah.
Super redneck, but
Dude, so this was the first Thanksgiving I hadn't been home for.
yeah.
And so I went to Oklahoma to my uncle and aunt's house for Thanksgiving. My uncle, an amazing cook. Like, that was definitely I'm sorry, Grandma and Grandpa, but that was definitely the best turkey I've ever had. Not that, like, the other turkey wasn't good. It was
Right.
great, but, like, man. And the rolls he made, they were, like, he made them in a muffin pan. And so, like, they were, like, huge. And they were, like, just everything was great.
Everything was great.
Yeah, it was good.
I want to try this food.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man.
Usually,
So
our
legit.
not Thanksgiving, Christmas food is like a rehashing of Thanksgiving food.
Mm.
Like we have the same pie, like the same ham,
We
maybe
do.
turkey. I mean, you got like your gingerbread man and like your other cookies and
Mhm.
stuff, but it's generally Thanksgiving minus cranberry sauce plus Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
Ours is actually kind of weird because we go all out for Thanksgiving. We do the turkey. We do like every imaginable side, like
Yeah.
your multiple forms of potatoes. Like we do everything for Thanksgiving and eat it all week.
Mm.
So Christmas, it started I guess when I was like real little. Then my mom's like, then my dad would do Christmas, And so basically, my mom's like, literally make whatever you want. I don't care if it's like cereal. I'm just not gonna cook on
Cereal.
Christmas.
Really? What?
Well, it's always a
That's
joke.
interesting.
It's always a joke that because she cooks like every day.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Mhm.
Christmas, I'm not cooking. You're
That's
in
fair.
charge. If it's frozen pizza, I'm not complaining because I'm not cooking or doing dishes.
Mhm.
And so what ended up happening, because I have two siblings, so there's three of us, so we actually take turns each year, like coming up with a menu and cooking it with our dad. So, but like no one else knows what it is. It's always a surprise until you walk in there.
Mhm.
That's actually
So
really
we
cool.
always joke that it's like 7 types of cereal or something. We've got all the jokes.
That'd be funny.
So it's always one of the kids, and then with my dad, the kid comes up with it, and then we just go out and get the stuff like the day before or whatever.
Mhm.
So, and we kind of purposefully go non-traditional. We've done like a few different like seafood, and I mean it's always like really nice stuff, like the seafood dinners. Or when my brother was 6 or 7, then he did like the thing, like his favorite things that he can make. So for
Mhm.
Christmas dinner we had French toast, meatloaf,
Mhm.
and Mexican pizzas.
No, that sounds amazing.
It's pretty good.
So we've had a couple weird things like that, but
Is it
one year I fried catfish. When I was like 14, I fried catfish, and it was great.
you told me
Homemade
about that.
catfish.
Well, this is just kind of random. So, is it like a tradition in y'all's family to like always do a prayer before like a Thanksgiving or a Christmas meal?
When you like circle up and hold hands with everyone.
Yeah. I mean, some people do it like every time they eat dinner, but I'm just wondering like specifically on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Like, do we always do just a prayer beforehand, or like?
Well, like for Thanksgiving, like you do a Thanksgiving prayer. Do you
Yeah.
guys do that?
I mean, it's not well, I guess whoever's praying does it probably for the holiday, but I don't know. It's just kind of, we pray beforehand, but like.
Beforehand.
Stretches out hands.
But I don't know. It's not anything super special, and like honestly, I've never even done the
The
like.
prayer's not special.
No, I mean like it's not different.
Then like
I got you.
regular-
Right.
Okay, so what's your point, Zach?
I'm just wondering because we always do it, but we went to El Paso
Uh huh.
for like this past Thanksgiving, and like nobody prayed not one time while we were there, and I was super sad.
The freak. Of all the times not to pray, you're
Yeah,
like, it's
like-
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
guys. That's funny.
So yeah, I was just wondering.
LOL.
All right, let's move on to some new tech and Apple trouble if we have any.
Except there's like, I didn't put any.
Oh, do we not have anything?
Well, we do, but it's not new tech.
No, we just have tech stuff.
News related to tech.
I mean, the Xbox whatever was announced.
So we have a category for gaming.
Oh,
So,
that's
we'll get there.
All right.
All we got for Apple trouble / new tech, because there's like Apple trouble basically every week.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say no offense, but you're good.
Oh yeah, no.
So a thief stole unscripted.
What does that mean?
I don't think it's supposed to say unscripted.
Okay, if these stole a hard drive.
Uncrypted.
Oh,
It's supposed to say uncrypted, not unscripted. I'm like, what? A thief stole uncrypted hard drives filled with 29,000 Facebook employees' financial information. They were just in the, like...
the office.
Yeah, no, they were in someone's car
Wait, how do you
on hard drives.
How do you just come across?
Someone broke
that?
in. So I don't know if someone knew that they were specifically there, or if they're like, hey, look at all these hard drives in this important person's car. Let me
Oh.
take these. And it was 29,000 Facebook employees' information.
Dang, that kind of sucks.
So
I mean, it's not the end of the world.
that's what we
Everyone
call
knows
it.
how much
That's
you
what
get
we
paid,
call a
like-
big oof.
Yeah, it's just a big oof. It's not like
Well, it probably had like their. It said financial information, so I don't know if that includes like
Social Security
account numbers
credit cards,
and
like all
yeah.
that. I don't know about that, but even if it is, you can get it changed
So it was-
without any harm.
It was just their employees though.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys? This was a while back, but did you guys hear about the Facebook AIs that were like making their own language and talking to each
Yeah.
other? That's freaky.
And they had a. Didn't they have to shut it down because of
Yes.
yeah
Yeah.
because it was like too powerful. Wasn't.
What is that? I'm so confused.
AI is weird, man.
I don't
It
wanna think-
is.
I don't want to think about it.
Like I don't. Okay, if any computers are listening, I will definitely submit to the AI overlords.
That's
but
true.
Anyway,
I think Chris Johnson's a robot, honestly. He constantly posts on Facebook about the rise of the machines. Like, someone pointed it out to me. Like, probably half of his posts that aren't, like, ministry related, that's just, like, random stuff. It's about robots, machines, everything.
Yeah. Well, and it's so weird because, like, there's so much that we don't even realize that our technology does.
Yeah.
Because, like, your phone, at least with iPhones, it listens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you have stuff set up, like,
I mean,
Hey
there's
Siri and all
glitches
that kind
and
of
stuff, yeah.
It listens to what you're talking about, though. Because, like, it helps. I don't know if
With
this
data.
was. Yeah, because they do advertisements based on what you talk about.
Yeah.
Which is really, really weird. And I think that's a huge invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
I just think that's freaky. Because, so, like, I've even gotten
It
to the
happens
point.
with everything, though. The Google Minis, the Amazon Alexa Dots and Echoes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've
All
got
your
this-
Cortana devices.
I told you guys about, like, my grandpa and stuff like that when he was in the military.
Yeah.
Like, all the secretive stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, when I talk about that stuff with people, like, I actually move my phone somewhere else. Like, I know that's kind of weird, but, like, we're kind of getting to that point. Like, who's to say that some other government, or even our own,
China.
could not use that information, hack into it, and, like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, it's freaky. We're getting to the point where,
And
like,
the average consumer isn't aware of the advances of, you know, everything that
Yeah.
NASA
That
has and
seems
Secret
like-
Service, you know.
I don't know.
There's so much stuff that we honestly wouldn't be able to comprehend.
Yeah. It just seems like stuff like that where your, like, phone listens to it should be not allowed. Because, like, it'd be different if it was very clear and obvious that it does that. Like, that was advertised with the product or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
But then no one would want it.
Right. But that seems super sketchy because we have laws set up for, because there's a huge thing going on with YouTube right
Yeah.
now with the whole ad thing, because kids can't determine.
I
You know.
gave him the spill last week, was it?
Yeah, it was last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
so,
talked about it.
So they talk about that stuff with kids, but there's no protection for adults with that, you know? And I understand
true.
with ads, but, like, with stuff like this, like, that seems shady, you know?
Mhm.
Like, that seems really, really sneaky to just, like, slide that in there.
Slide it that your phone's always listening to you and you
Right.
have ads pop up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems.
My favorite
not
story of
okay.
that, when people were first realizing that
That was a thing.
it's always on,
Mhm.
was
You talk about something and it pops up.
but this couple was talking about coffins. And I don't remember if it was what it was for. I don't remember what it was for exactly. But they were talking about coffins, and then a few hours later, she goes on her laptop for the first time, and, like, her Facebook, her Amazon ads, like any website that has the auto populates the ads were all ads for coffins, and it freaked her out because she's like, I've never searched for a coffin. Like, who pops up and sees ads for coffins?
Yeah.
It was like one of the, and they had just been talking about it. It was one of the first. I remember that story because it was one of the first times that people were, like, starting to realize, hey, are these things listening to us?
Yeah.
Before, I mean, everyone was aware of it. I just always remember that. So, speaking of China,
Do you have to say it like that?
bans foreign tech from government buildings and public offices, and they have a deadline to switch everything out.
Okay. I mean,
Do you
I
know
feel
how
like our-
crazy that is?
I feel like our government should do that.
But it's a bigger deal. It's a bigger loss for China, I would think. Think
What do
of
you mean?
all of the things that they won't be able to use now.
What do you mean? Like,
They can't use any kind of technology that's not Chinese based.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
they're communists.
they can do whatever they
I mean,
want.
does it really surprise you?
That isn't.
I'm not saying it doesn't surprise me,
It's
but it
just like a
feels like
loss,
they're
like-
losing out on a lot of things.
Oh, they definitely are. But, like,
Just because we kicked Huawei. Just because we kicked Huawei out, they're like, all right, guys, you can't use all of this other stuff that's every
Well-
day breathing and living to you. You have a deadline to completely replace it with our random crap.
I saw, though, that Apple was trying to find some way around that with their products. I don't know if, like, it's actually happening, but regardless, it doesn't surprise me, and I think this is in a way good, because it's going to push the public in China to be more and more upset with their government and potentially join Hong Kong, rise up.
Freaking Hong Kong.
We're gonna get a lawsuit from China.
Oh, definitely, but that's okay. I mean,
Okay, remind me. I know I talked about this 2 months ago. Is Hong Kong still Europe or is their lease up? You don't know.
what?
Okay, never mind.
Their lease?
They were like, because Hong Kong was owned by Europe,
Really?
unless I'm making this up.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
But then they had like a 99-year lease.
They were like their own thing for a while, and
Yeah.
China's
Well,
like,
yeah.
hey, you're part of us.
But
again.
China was prematurely dragging them under their umbrella
right.
when they weren't supposed to be. So I
Mhm.
didn't know. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know a ton
Hong
about
Kong.
the Hong Kong history, but I know that they were independent and they
Hongkongese.
want to be independent again.
Yeah, and
That's
China's
the gist.
but because they're owned by Europe, and then China is bowling them is
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, you could be owned by somebody else. Like if I have a Game Boy, right, and it's owned by me, right, but like you steal it, do I really still own it? That's my perspective on it.
yes.
It's still
I
rightfully
would be going
mine.
back for
It's
that.
still rightfully mine, but let's say you've got guns and I don't, you know? You stole it. So now
Are you
it
saying Europeans don't have guns?
while it's in your possession, it is technically yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I'm viewing it.
So you're thinking China is like trying to steal Hong Kong?
Well, they kind of did.
This is not my water bottle, Josh.
Well, you're not
He
wrong.
pulls out his sword.
We were actually, this is it's kind of off topic, but it is interesting, a concept that one of my friends brought up. I can't even remember what we were talking about, but we were like, what if you could just go on someone's property, challenge them to a duel, and if you win, you get to keep their stuff.
Well, see, in Texas, you can just like gun them down, and you won't be charged for anything.
If like somebody's trespassing on your property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's
I
like-
thought you were talking about somebody comes on somebody else's property and shoots them, and since they won, they're like, oh well, I guess we can't do anything about it.
Apparently, I wasn't very clear with my phrasing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you can do that.
I knew what I was talking about. That's all that matters. So,
Yeah, China's out there being sketch.
I mean, they always have.
when are
been.
they not?
That's, yeah, fair point.
I mean,
China's
they've
always
never
sketch.
had a democratic system.
No?
I am Christ.
Are you?
Nope, but that's the game title.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of this one.
I just saw it on IGN's YouTube last week, and it's really okay. So Steam is like, hey, so Kanye, okay, this is me faking, by the way. I'm
Mhm.
making this up. This is probably what they were thinking.
Mhm.
Hey, Kanye West is like talking about Jesus now, and it's working out for him. We should make a Jesus game.
Is it like, what is it?
So it's like a first-person game.
Is
Okay.
it like a walkthrough of...
Yes.
Dude, it should be VR. You could
That's what
you
I'm
get to be
saying.
like one of the apostles. You like get to walk
That'd
around.
be cool.
No,
That'd be
so
kinda cool.
you're Jesus.
Oh.
It's a
that's
first
weird.
person from Jesus, and so you're like walking out, and
I
you
don't know how I
walk
feel
through and
about
you
that,
see
yeah.
Jesus like
Do
doing
miracles
miracles and
Uh.
teaching and everything. So you see it from like his
Right.
point of view. My air
Uh-huh.
quotes for those of you who can't see the air quotes,
Yeah.
and you like witness the life of Christ and like the miracles and the teachings and stuff. And for a Bible video game, the graphics are actually not trash,
Mm.
so that's something.
That is something.
So
I want to get the developers that made Assassin's Creed to make this game because they always do history right.
Yeah.
what about Uncharted?
Nah, I don't know about them.
I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely-
Like, it gives
I just
me-
want to get to the point where Jesus is in the temple, just throwing everything over.
it gives me the same uncomfortable vibe, but even more so when like Christian music does like a part of a song or a whole song in the perspective of God, you know, unless
Oh,
it's
yeah.
unless it's
Yeah.
quoting a verse, that's different. But if they're just making sentences and putting it in the perspective of God, I'm like, I don't know if that's okay. Like, I think that's a little too far.
Maybe. I don't know.
I've
If
thought
it's
about that
if it's
before.
incredibly accurate, like to the T what the
Yeah.
Bible says, totally fine, I would say. But like, I don't know.
No, for sure.
It's definitely gonna be controversial no matter what.
Yeah.
And like one of the parts of the trailer, then it was when you're Peter actually walking on water.
Oh,
and it's
that'd
like
be
the storm and
weird.
stuff, and so you're like trying to.
Dude, okay, I got it. We got to get the people from the Bible Project to animate this.
Dude,
That
is
would
such
take
a good
forever.
channel. Though.
It is really good, but I know it would take forever. But they would have them do like
Plus an actual team.
yeah, plus like an actual dev
They
team
just guide
with
it.
them. Yeah, that would actually be really good.
To make a video game, you saying?
I mean, maybe a video game, but like all of like, and if you have like cutscenes for the game or
Uh-huh.
something, it'd be done by them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be really good.
That'd be cool.
Interesting. So, more PS4 news. Actually, this is our first PS4 news. Some PS4 news. The Predator exclusive is coming out in April.
What is that? Is that the new system?
No.
No. Oh, it's just the Predator game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It autocorrected to Predictor,
The
but
Predictor.
it's Predator. So, I know there's Predator fans. I don't think I've ever played a Predator game.
I don't even know if I've seen a Predator movie. I've seen Alien versus Predator, but I've never seen like Predator.
I haven't either.
So,
Yeah.
more PS4 news.
PS4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't see the next.
So a lot of people in the U.S. and like Europe and all over were saying they were getting an email from PlayStation. It wasn't everyone, I guess, but that had a PS4, and they got like this free gift, and you like clicked on it and downloaded it. So where for like the rest of the year, then your PlayStation
Mhm.
is like Christmas themed.
Like
So,
just
like,
the theme.
Not like the console, but like the hardware.
Mhm.
Like yeah, so you're scrolling through your PlayStation or whatever, and everything's like Christmas themed.
Mm.
Like the software's Christmas.
Yeah,
themed?
the
Okay.
software-
Well, I mean, they've done
Christmas
that
theme.
before, haven't they?
I don't know.
'Cause- yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
was
yeah.
freaking out because
Freaking out.
What like the PlayStation got hacked or something?
yeah, that and
Well-
and then but also what people thought was weird was it wasn't everyone getting the email.
Oh, that's probably.
It
yeah.
was like parts of it. I don't know if it was if you have the PlayStation membership
Mm.
or
Well, when I had a PS4, they did a similar thing with like a Christmas theme.
what was it?
I mean, like it changed like you know how when you scroll over to things, it has like a little sound it makes.
Yeah.
Like it changed the sound.
Like
I
the
can't remember
jingle
what.
bells?
Yeah.
It was like
and-
an old man going oh oh oh.
And when you're on the home menu, it has a specific song normally, or not like a song, but like sounds it's making in the background. It made it more like jolly, I
Well,
guess.
more jolly.
And then like
Jolly.
the background was like
Snow.
I don't know. I think
think
it just said PS4, but like made out of candy.
This
canes.
one seems what I saw the screenplay or
Mhm.
screenplay
Screen.
screencast. Then it looked like it was probably decked out more than that
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah, interesting.
But that would have been funny for like, just some random kid like, oh, let me click on this link PlayStation sent me,
Mhm.
and then now your software's just like over Christmas.
Yeah,
I
interesting.
don't know. Xbox didn't do that. So,
So,
If you log into Facebook, Oculus will be used for ads.
yeah. So remember when Facebook bought them, and they're like,
That was a long time ago.
yeah, but they're like, hey, we won't be targeting ads or anything. Well,
well, but it's Facebook.
that was a lie.
Wait, but if I don't have a Facebook and I have an Oculus, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I'm good then.
You just, I would assume you'd have to sign in on the Oculus to Facebook.
Yeah, and they were promised that like at the beginning, if you did that, then I mean you wouldn't be targeted
would
with any
you-
ads or anything retarded.
Why would you be checking Facebook on your Oculus? Like,
I mean, I've seen people spend a week in VR.
well, yeah, that's just for the the views.
Right. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It's not the first time Facebook's lied about stuff.
And it won't be the last.
No, it probably will not. Not until the site gets shut down. It's just like Facebook is.
Do you think the site would actually get shut down because it's used
No.
for so many things?
I don't think in the
Facebook
near future.
Is an okay site
In what sense?
if you're not involved with this stuff. Like, it's good for business.
Businesses, to
Local
create, like,
businesses
board
group
rely-
pages, sure, yeah,
Group pages and local businesses rely on Facebook a
Mhm.
lot.
yeah. I would say though, like the social media aspect of it, as far as like on an individual basis, is dying.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just it's a cesspool of viruses and hackers.
I've never had an issue, and I've been on.
I've had many.
I've only had my account for almost 2 years, and the only reason I got it was because of work.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have to have one.
Yeah, well, and it's also like used for scams and stuff. Like, did you guys hear about the like sister gift exchange, sister Santa thing?
No.
It was a huge pyramid scheme that has been going on for years, apparently.
Oof.
But just recently, is it the FBI
Probably.
has been cracking down on it? I can't remember what division of the government, but
Probably the FBI, because they do, I don't know, a lot of stuff with Facebook.
yeah. So essentially, what it was is somebody posts this thing that's like, "Hey, if you want to be part of this gift exchange, just send this to all your friends, and you'll get between like 1 and 30 gifts."
If you
or
like
something
message
that.
it to them.
Yeah, and the more people you get it to, the more gifts you get. And that's not to say that they didn't actually get gifts, because some people did apparently. But the way that it's done is illegal, because it's formed as a pyramid scheme. Because the last few people don't get anything, you know?
Mhm.
It's just for the people who get the most people into it. So it's just scamming people so that you can have personal gain on the very, very like basic part of it. And people didn't see it as that because it was framed as a gift exchange. And
Yeah.
so the person who starts it
Dude, this is
gets
like
all this free stuff.
cyberbullying at its finest. It's like the popular
Right.
people get all the stuff, the less popular people
But
get
no,
nothing.
Right.
Facebook does have scams for sure. I think a lot of people are aware of them. They'll do the things on like the marketplaces where it's like, hey, Amazon needs people to stamp postcards for $25 an hour. PM me for more info.
Well, it reminds me though a lot of, because it's kind of moved over for old people, you know. It used to be, and it still is to an extent, like all these huge phone scams, like they'd get calls and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But now that's just happening on Facebook, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's scams for sure, but that is one of the things that Facebook actually is useful for is the marketplaces.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of friends and people I know everywhere that buy stuff and sell stuff on Facebook, from cars to Echoes to phones to anything. I know one person that probably uploads like 30 plus things a week to sell on Facebook.
Dang.
So,
Yeah, it's definitely useful for some things. It's just like, I don't even use.
but as a social media site,
Right.
then yeah, I get that.
It's so sketchy because like it'll even be from people that don't have fake accounts that you'll get links to things that if you click on, your account gets hacked. And I've had that happen twice. Because
That did happen a few months into me. It was like I think it was Ruben. Which one's the older one? Severson? Teague.
Mhm.
Then yeah, I mean it sends out the thing
Yeah.
to everyone, and I called him up and like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So even if somebody's just like linking me to a meme page, I never click on it anymore. Because I've had 2 instances where my account has actually been hacked, and at least 7 others where it would have been had I clicked on something. You know.
Yeah.
So it's not. I keep hitting it.
If you're gonna have a boxing match with the mic.
It's just, it's upsetting that they don't police that better. Like, I've never had a problem like that with any other website.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying Facebook needs to like set out some disclaimer notice to people,
Not
being
disclaimer,
like,
They
need
just
to
need to
do
crack
something
down
about
on it.
it.
Like, there's got to be a way to fix it so that people can't do that at least as much, you know?
yeah. I mean, the problem is that they're always going to be popping up under new accounts, you know,
Sure.
new people.
You have to find a way to shut those down before they actually like get set up.
Right. I don't know.
You gotta get Google.
I feel like
involved.
that's going to be hard.
Well,
'Cause
okay.
there's so
Think
many.
about the way Google polices YouTube.
I don't like it.
But wouldn't you rather have that than like scams popping up everywhere?
Yeah, honestly. Because, like, I don't even use Facebook anymore as far as, like, the social media
I
aspect.
just do it for business.
Yeah. And the only thing I use is Messenger now. It's not even on my phone besides Messenger.
Yeah. So
All right, Facebook sucks. Let's move on.
Heck yeah.
Here you go, Josh. I got you. Xbox Series X.
What about it?
So
Was that announced or?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was announced.
they released like a trailer for it, which tells you absolutely nothing, but that's okay. It just kind of shows it,
Hashtag Xbox.
which is fine. It's just, I don't know. I'm not even a huge fan of the design. It's just like a.
It's
huge,
a tower.
Yeah, it's like a rectangular.
Oh,
It's
I
three.
think I saw a thumbnail
It's
for it.
three
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
controllers tall and one wide. They said.
I mean, it's probably going to be a pretty powerful system. I respect Xbox for like what they do. Like,
How many teraflops do they have? I remember that got thrown around so much. Was it
Can
last
you
game?
put in more than one floppy disk? That's
No.
all I care about.
No.
I don't know.
No floppy disks.
I have a weird, like, conflicting opinion about like Microsoft in general.
Same.
Because like some of the stuff that they do is very beneficial and very good. Like I think Game Pass is a great thing. Like great idea. It works, and you can even have it on PC now.
Yeah.
So they do good
That is
with
cool.
that, and that might be the best service that's like that. PlayStation Plus is pretty good too, but like,
It's not as fleshed
They're
out.
They're trying to get better.
mhm.
Because I haven't really been messing with PlayStation just because I have an old one. I'm just waiting for the PS5.
Right.
And so back whenever I was on it, the PlayStation Now or whatever it's called these days, it wasn't as good as the Xbox One.
Yeah, yeah.
And I recognize that, even being biased. I'm like,
Mhm. You just get like so many games to try out. You know.
December though, PlayStation, their games are Titanfall 2, their free ones,
Mhm.
and some racing one. But
Mm.
I'm like, hey, Titanfall 2, that's actually a good one to do for
Yeah.
free.
Well, it's interesting because they're even having some good deals. Like right now, if you sign up, you get like it for the first 3 months, just $1 a month. And I got
Yeah.
with that PC that I bought, I got Game Pass for my PC for 3 months for free, with one of the parts. I think it was the graphics card or something.
That would probably be it.
Yeah. But it's just cool because you can tell that they care about like giving people deals in that aspect. And it seems like that service in and of itself is really good. I'm just not a huge fan of some other stuff that they've been doing as far as like,
Lack of exclusives.
yeah, well, and
You're
I
talking
guess
about-
that's not Microsoft themselves.
I was gonna
for
ask,
the
like, are you
most
talking
part.
about like Microsoft as a company or just like the game aspect of
I
it?
think
Yeah.
it's just the whole experience of the platform. I've never been a huge, except for the first Xbox. I owned the first Xbox.
That was a
Um,
beautiful piece of art.
Well, I had a lot of good times with that. Me and my brothers
Yeah.
played Halo on that all the time.
For sure.
And then my brother David has an Xbox 360, so I've experienced that too. And then my brother John has an Xbox One, so I've experienced all of them. I just only ever owned the first one. And I don't know. There's just something about even just the,
Ring of Death.
well, that too. Like you have like a literal setup where like it's gonna die. And the
Yeah.
Xbox 360 especially had a huge problem with a lot of their consoles dying. all the
Dude,
time.
just imagine if memes were as popular back in 2007.
Right.
Xbox would have taken a
Yeah.
hit.
Well, and so the interface itself, it's not appealing to me. It's very bland seeming, and that's comparatively to like,
PlayStation's futuristic vibe.
yeah, I like PlayStation and how they organize things,
One
and that's just
thing
me. But like,
I personally, if we're talking not about Microsoft, about the Xbox, is I've always liked PlayStation controllers better.
me too.
I don't know,
me too.
I have small thumbs, and those Xbox controllers are fat. They're thick, as a matter of fact.
So, I would say PS4 controllers I love. PS3 controllers, try and use a
Those are
PS3
s-
controller
I-
sometime.
I
They're not
still
that great.
do almost weekly because I play Madden with my brother on the
Yeah.
PS3.
Maybe it's just me and like how
They're
I
small.
like they're small, and the sticks I don't like is it convex when it's over like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I remember so many times playing like zombies with my
Like
brother.
your thumb slips off.
Yeah, thumb slips off because the material and the fact that it's
Yeah.
like curved over.
Yeah.
but
so
they
they're concave.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they definitely fixed that with the PS4, making it
Concave.
yeah. But I honestly Xbox One controllers, I really like those.
It takes me a minute to get used to them.
It does.
So when we go play
I really
FIFA
like
or
them.
something at his
They're
house,
weighty.
it takes me like
Mhm.
half a game to just
Get used to
remember.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
But after that, it's fine.
But Xbox 360 controllers were not that great.
Those were I hated those.
I was using one the other day at my friend's house.
I'd rather use a Nintendo 64 controller.
Dang.
I wouldn't go that far. N64 controller, by far the worst.
That was
main
made for
console
like
controller.
the Philips CDI.
That's not really a big console.
It had like 50 buttons on it.
Yeah, but like I tried to play GoldenEye with my friend one time in the N64. You can barely move.
I had that for the PS1.
I hate it so much.
Back in the day, though, we just called it the PlayStation. It wasn't the PS1.
Yeah.
PlayStation. Okay.
Dude,
I'm not that old.
the original PlayStation was fun though. I had that. And
Yeah.
They had some really good
Try
games.
going
Yeah.
back and playing the original Tomb Raider. I did that like 4 years ago on
I
the
never had it.
PS1.
I haven't had it.
That's a rough experience.
I had a demo disc that had that on it, but
Mhm.
I never had actual Tomb Raider.
I sold my.
I forgot those existed.
Right?
Demo discs.
Demo discs are so cool.
Oh, I
If-
do. I
I
totally
think the
forgot
last
about
demo
those.
disc I had was for Super Mario Bros. On the Wii.
Yeah. If I could find my old PlayStation, because it's got to be somewhere, unless my dad threw it out, which I bet he did. But if I could find my old PlayStation and that demo disc, it had like 15 demos. We
Yeah.
would honestly play that a lot of the time instead of like actual games. It was so fun. It had Parappa the Rappa,
Hey.
Tomb Raider. It had this plane assault game where like you're shooting down other planes.
Airstrike.
Something like that.
That's
But it had those.
Rapper the
It
Rapper.
had
The last game I played with Rapper the Rapper was probably PlayStation All Star.
such a bad game. I hate.
I really wanted them to make a second one and just make everything better.
Honestly, yeah,
Because I like PlayStation characters. There's a
Mhm.
lot of fun ones.
PlayStation would be the second closest to having iconic enough characters and enough of them to compete with Nintendo in that way. But now that Nintendo's including more characters from other
Like
platforms,
Solid Snake.
right? They just have the monopoly on the market, and that's fine because Smash is an amazing game. But I am hoping that they will. I don't think they will, but it's possible. I'm hoping they'll bring in Master Chief, just because. Like, I
Wait,
think
into
they-
what? Smash?
Into Smash. I'm hoping it. It's
You
not
really
gonna happen.
think-
It's not gonna
Bro,
happen. But
it's
I
not.
wish it
You
would.
think Microsoft's gonna do
Okay,
that
what I
Well,
want.
Microsoft has given them Banjo and
for
Kazooie.
Switch? Wait, is Banjo Kazooie, is that permanent?
Yeah, it's Banjo Kazooie
What?
is Microsoft, and they're on Smash now.
Okay, but the license is still with Microsoft.
Oh right, yeah.
I
I'm
was
just-
like, why
I'm not-
would they be so
I'm not saying bring Halo to the Switch. I'm just saying bring Master Chief to Smash.
I mean, that would be kind of cool though.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Halo Smash? Smashing the
Master
Halo?
Chief in Halo I just don't feel like that works. But
Well-
what I would love in Smash is Goku.
It just I
I would love Goku in Smash.
it would be
so cool.
cool, and it'd be funny just for the memes. But it does not make logical sense to bring an anime character to a video game.
Why?
Well, 'cause
I've
they're-
heard them talk about that before. And
Yeah.
I know that it's hard to make that.
Well, and Sakurai has flat out said Goku will never be in Smash.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I saw that.
That doesn't mean he won't change his mind. He kind of does whatever he wants. So,
Yeah.
but I just couldn't see it. It's more likely now because of Dragon Ball Fighters, which was a great game. I don't know if you ever played it.
I did actually. It was pretty good.
It's a good game, but I still don't. I just don't see that happening. The most unlikely likely character that people want that I could see coming in is probably Doom Guy. I don't think he'd come in, but it's more possible than the majority of the outlandish ones.
Doom, maybe.
Yeah, I could see it. Well, and the thing is, like, Snake is in it.
Yeah.
The only reason why it seems not unusual that Snake is in Smash is because he's been in Smash for a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he was announced, there was like mass hysteria about like how surprised people were because it just doesn't make sense. At least at the time, it didn't make sense to have him over like other more kiddish characters.
Yeah.
But since he's in, that opens up the floor to more types of characters and stuff like that. So. I don't know. I think it's possible. It's not probable that Master Chief will come in, but it could happen.
That'd be kind of cool.
It would be awesome. And the thing is, like, I want it to be a haven for the most popular video game characters over time, because that's what it's kind of becoming, but
A
it's
little
not
bit.
quite there yet. So like
Just bring
for
us Waluigi, you
for
will
me to
good.
be entirely satisfied with Smash and not care who else they bring in after this, they would need to bring Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon,
Yeah.
Rayman, and
Yeah.
Master Chief, and then it'd be fine.
Really?
Like
That's
nobody else.
Hmm.
Wait,
I don't need
is
anybody
Rayman
else.
not in it?
Rayman is not in it. He's got a spirit, like, because in Smash Ultimate they have spirits instead of like trophies, but they have a spirit for Rayman, but he's not in the game.
Hmm.
It's not a playable character.
Yeah, and that would be a fun character to have too, because like he's got like the fists that aren't connected to his body, so they could
Yeah.
like do different cool moves with that. I don't know.
Well, BioShock has a new game in development.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a couple years out though.
They just have an announcement for a new game. It's like, hey, we're making something. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's like
Well,
the Final Fantasy
everyone
VII
is
remake
kind
that's
of.
never coming.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Everyone's kind of confused though because they totally skipped this generation.
Mhm.
It's not gonna be out for like people are thinking it's gonna be like it's still 3 years out,
Mhm.
and so by then everyone's gonna be like, remember that game we played back in the early 2000s?
Well, I wouldn't doubt that they'd make like another HD collection for like all the
That's
other
I
ones.
mean yeah, that's what they said, but still, it's not every day. Is this the third game, or is it the fourth? I
Well,
forgot.
there's BioShock, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite. Is there
So
any more?
this- Not
I
that
think
I'm
that's
aware
it.
of. So this would be the
That's
fourth.
Yeah.
But it's still a few years out, so it's just like, okay, thanks for the update.
Mm.
Second to last video game news I got, the Epic Games submitted for Fortnite to be on the Android store, or for Android to be on the Google Play Store, without paying Google the 30% ad revenue.
Was it not already on
That
the
was a-
Google Play Store?
I'm pretty
Fortnite?
sure
Yeah.
it has been. Has it not? It's been on iPhones for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
It's been on the Apple Store for a long time.
That's interesting. You would think that they would actually be first on like the Google Play Store.
You would. Most of the time, then this kind of thing, then yeah. But they don't want to pay Google the 30%. And so they asked Google to make an exception. And
Why?
Google's like, no.
Yeah. Also, isn't Fortnite free? Oh, so is that
Yes.
just for like the in-game purchases?
It's the in-game purchases. Google takes 30% cut of that.
Well, were they like offering another percent that was lower, or did they just say we're not going to pay you at all?
Okay, so actually, I didn't know how much we're going to talk about this, but they didn't ask for like an exception. They
Mhm.
asked that Google cuts it for everyone, drops it for everyone, because now
That's a
they're
ridiculous proposition.
Yeah.
you're not wrong, because they're saying that what Google is doing is illegal.
What? How is that illegal?
I don't know.
It's their
At that
store.
point I was just like, okay, boomer, and left.
That's how distributors work. Like they
Right?
take a percent. Like if you want to make your own app store, sure, but like
Epic Games App Store. So just so they can release Fortnite.
when did Epic Games even become a thing? Because they just kind of popped up out of nowhere.
Epic Games has been a thing for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what have they done before before Fortnite?
I'm completely blanking. they one of my favorite games that they made was like it was an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the name of it, but they like discontinued it because Fortnite was taking off.
Oh, really?
Um,
Because I don't know a ton about like video game developers in like that sense.
I'm trying to remember.
But like a couple of months back, they had all of the Arkham games and all of the Batman Lego
that's
games
because,
free.
Like they're trying to make their own store.
yeah,
like
but they
Steam.
just made them free.
Epic Games Store.
So like I got all of them. This is like really cool. But
Yeah.
like why? Who does that benefit?
it
Besides the
benefits
customer,
their,
like their image or.
yeah, I was going for a different word, but
Mm-hmm.
popularity,
I guess so. It just
recognition.
seems like a weird thing to do, but I don't know. I just don't
I'm
even
gonna
know
look
what
it
they
up real
are.
quick, 'cause
You know,
honestly, I'm blanking. Like I know they made other games.
are they? No, I don't think they are. Never mind.
Well, while Zaki's looking that up, Bedrock came to PS4, so you can now play Minecraft.
Heck yeah.
So that's a thing.
I don't have a PS4 though.
You used to. Did you like sell it or what?
Yeah, I sold it before I came down here.
You sold
because,
it to get like SIBA textbooks or something.
Well, in a way. So I sold it because I didn't want it to be a constant like purchase thing that I would have with me, like especially for like online and stuff. Like paying for
Well,
the
that's a
monthly.
mistake. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I didn't know financially where I'd be at when I came down
Yeah.
here. And it's not. I'm not. Okay.
Are you spending more or less than you guessed, like per month? Really random question for the SIBI.
Like budget wise?
Yeah.
Less.
Okay.
So like that was something that I was semi surprised about because I originally had a roommate that was going to be there, and then he got married and didn't come. So, and that was like a couple weeks before I came down. So
Yeah.
I was really worried about like paying for stuff and all that because
Yeah.
I didn't even have all my support raised by that point. And then within a couple days, I got everything that I needed. I had enough to pay for everything, and I thought things would be kind of tight, and they are. Like I'm definitely not super well off, but like.
He says that after he just spent like 30 minutes telling us about his new PC.
Well, okay. So the reason like I was okay with doing that is because I had saved up a good amount because I thought I was going to go to Oklahoma Christian, which would have cost me a ton.
Oh yeah.
And so I had a few thousand saved up, and I wanted to like play new video games that weren't on like the Switch, and
Makes
this was
sense.
like I said, it was a long-term investment because I honestly think it's more cost-effective. Like
Yeah.
you don't pay for online. You don't. You can switch out parts when certain parts become obsolete and stuff.
Yeah, instead of having to
Buy a new console.
Right.
every
And-
4 to 7 years or whatever.
Yeah, and it seems like games on PC are typically like they go on sale faster
That's
or more often at least.
that is true for sure.
All right, Epic Games. Wait, so you know like Epic Games made the Unreal Engine, right?
Did they? Okay, so that's
Yeah.
actually what I was going to ask because I was about to say there was this was it called Blade?
Blade,
No,
Infinity Blade. They made that.
Infinity Blade. That's what it was.
They made
I was
that,
going to ask
like, for mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made that.
Okay.
The most like known thing I think they've done is they were one of the developers of Gears of War,
Oh, okay.
and the game that dang it,
Who is it?
Matt, the game
You
that
always call us
I
when we're
know.
doing this.
the game that I loved to play that they made was Paragon.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of it.
Mm-mm.
It was on the Epic app before it was the Epic Game Store.
Right.
But they shut down multiplayer for that
Mm-hmm.
when Fortnite started exploding.
Okay.
But dude, this was such a good MMO. I love playing this game.
Yeah.
But
Do we need to pause it so you can call him back?
no, I'm just gonna turn my phone over, turn on Do Not Disturb.
Is Matt your brother?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
we're almost.
I always
done.
forget his name.
Eat. Who's excited for The Witcher?
Never played the game.
I really want to.
It doesn't matter. The trailer for this and the hype for this is all here.
Yeah.
Now it just has to not suck,
I mean, I love Henry Cavill. He
Yeah.
is a man's man.
for sure.
I was gonna say.
So I haven't played the games either, and I'm excited for this show
Yeah.
because I watched the trailer yesterday. It looks good.
Mm.
And
It seems interesting.
I think it could be good, and it's good for. I mean, it helps Netflix to have these kind of shows.
Mm.
So
By the way, if we want to talk about this, Netflix is definitely going to die within a few years.
I agree.
Definitely. Because they are
I don't know
in-
yet.
Unless they can make enough. What do you call them? Like their own shows, Netflix originals.
Original content.
Unless
Okay,
they can make enough originals
so-
to like
Here's the thing.
make the price worth it,
Yeah.
then I don't think it's gonna last.
But the thing is, though, they are in millions of dollars of debt. Right?
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
that's true.
And
I
it's
think
because
we
they've
talked about
made
that.
such huge projects and stuff like that.
Yes. So the last 2 years, they've spent a lot of billions of dollars.
Uh-huh.
They're cutting that back though a lot.
They are.
And I mean, I know that doesn't get them out of debt, but I think they played part of it a little kind of smart.
Mhm.
They, Disney started building hype 2 years ago. I don't know how long, at least a year ago by now.
Mhm.
We all knew that everyone was going to start splitting off,
Mhm.
and so they started preparing for that. And so last year and this year, they literally just pumped out a lot of original content, and a lot of it's garbage. Okay. Some of it's really good though, but I think they were trying to get ahead to see. They pumped out so much to see what works and what doesn't.
Right.
To kind of learn before everything was out. So
Right.
now they're taking this year. They have a more, or 2020. They have a more realistic budget, and they, I think, have a better field of what people don't want to watch and what
Yeah.
people do want to watch.
What's gonna make them more money and what's not?
The thing is, though, I watched a video breaking down the way that they would have to do things in order to
Was
stay
it like
afloat.
Screen Rant?
I can't remember what
No.
channel it was, but essentially they have to steadily increase the price. They have to,
Because
and they also
they don't
have to
have-
steadily increase their viewers,
Yeah.
and that is
What I think they need to
improbable.
do is, I know that they've never done ads or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they need to do something with like banner ads or something.
If
Something
they-
that's not annoying.
The problem is any drastic change that they make to the site is going to cause more and more people to leave, and that's going to make them even closer to shutting down. I don't know. I don't want
But
Netflix
would you
to go away.
rather have? I don't. Would you rather have a banner ad to click every once in a while, or raise the price $2 more?
Well, but people aren't going to see it that way, is what I'm saying. I would prefer what you're saying, but people are not going to be like, oh, well, they just have to do that. I understand. People are going to want what they want, and they're going to want it now. They're not going
They're
to.
not gonna want to pay more.
No, they don't care what the reason is.
Right.
They just care that it's getting in the way of what they want to do. And so realistically, any change that they make, which they're going to have to make a change, is going to be kind of detrimental.
Yeah.
To
I
what
mean,
they're
unless they explicitly
Well,
like explain.
they
it
did
in their-
partner with Nickelodeon for a couple years.
doing. Yeah.
That will slow it down because they're. But I think if I remember correctly, I didn't read too much into it, but I think the partnership is for original content. I think.
I don't know. New Nickelodeon.
'Cause I saw Victorious
not
came
new.
on.
Yeah.
And that's something.
Mhm.
But we're not going to be like, hey guys, SpongeBob is on Netflix now. Like, you think they're going to get those kind of shows?
I don't know, but the thing is,
I think they're going to
Nickelodeon.
make shows partnered with Nickelodeon.
That'd be interesting, but Nickelodeon has been down
We know.
in viewers for a long time anyway, so I don't know if that's what they really need right now. It'd be cool if they got all like the old shows, but I think Nick has a partnership with Verve for that, with Nick Splat, and I don't know if that would conflict with that, and so I don't know if they can even do that. Verve really has a lot of old stuff that you can't find anywhere else, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Verve is mostly original content, but then it's a compilation of a bunch of things. It's got Crunchyroll, it's got what is it called? Something that started Rooster Teeth. They have Rooster Teeth stuff, so like Red versus Blue and all that
Yeah.
kind of. And then they've got some other like random websites that are on there, and then they have Nick Splat and
Yeah.
Boomerang. That's the other one that they
Oh,
have.
that's
Hey.
where that went.
I like
Yeah.
Boomerang.
Boomerang was pretty good.
Mhm.
Actually, at one point I had the Boomerang app.
Mhm.
It's like $5 a month or $3.99 or something. I had it for like only 1 or 2 months.
Well, if you use multiple of those services,
Yeah.
the benefit of getting Verve is you get all of those services, all of those same subscriptions for less, as long as you were already using them. But it's just, for me, it wasn't enough to like actually.
Right. I mean, I'm fine. We have. I always say Amazon, the Prime Video, it pays for itself.
Mhm.
If you do any regular ordering on Amazon throughout the year, just
Mhm.
saving and shipping and the Prime deals you get
Mhm.
covers the video service.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's cheap. You can get it that just the service by itself, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
And I like what they do. They don't bombard you with ads. They have one like 10-second ad at the beginning of the show, and that's it.
Mhm. Something that my parents just got recently, so I've been using it, is Hulu. And I know that they use ads to some extent, and maybe it depends on...
Some shows they play more ads than others, I've noticed.
Well, and it also depends on what service you have with Hulu. Because my parents have one of the higher services because they got rid of cable.
Yeah.
And so there's...
It's like the $15 a month or something.
Yeah, and there's no ads on anything
Yeah.
unless it's live TV.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
I got Hulu last August because at the time the reason was I wanted to watch through Brooklyn Nine-Nine
Mhm.
and Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
And then they dropped, and then like 2 months later they dropped it from $8 the ad one
Mhm.
to $6. So I'm
Mhm.
like,
That's cool.
I'm gonna keep this, and
Yeah.
so, but now I have it bundled with the Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So I get ESPN Plus for free.
Yeah. Is Gravity Falls though still on Hulu?
No, I don't know if it's on both. I know it's at least on Disney Plus.
I hope it's still on Hulu because I don't know if you guys heard about this. Disney Plus is censoring content.
Like The Simpsons.
Well, I don't know about The Simpsons, but at least stuff that they've had for a long time. So
It's-
Gravity
I don't-
Falls.
I think. Do you have any specific examples?
Yes.
Okay.
Gravity Falls. They've taken stuff out already.
Shoot.
Yes. And the thing is, they can keep doing that as much as they want as the times change. Because all they're trying to do is avoid conflict with other people, which, as a company, I understand, but it's also stupid. Because they took, and this is a minor thing, and so I'm not upset with the changes that I know about that they've done. But the thing is, we don't know how far they're going to go, you know?
It's still on Hulu.
Oh, that's good. Because I don't know if they've censored it on there yet. They probably could, though, because Disney has like a third of...
Disney's the majority of Hulu now, I think.
Is it really?
Because that's where they put all of their darker stuff, like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they're rumored to. Like any
where
Wolverine
they-
stuff, Deadpool stuff.
Because they can't put it on Disney Plus.
That's true.
This is really random, but Hulu sent me a notification last night that the third and I guess the last season of the Marvel Runaways dropped. So, have you
Mm.
seen Marvel Runaways?
Mm-mm.
I watched it last spring. It's only 3 seasons now. It's a random show, but it's kind of fun.
Mm.
Right, so we should probably start wrapping up.
Okay.
We've been talking for a while.
Oh, we got his movies. He's got those 3 movies left, Zach.
But dude, you skipped over Star Wars, the game that I want to talk about. I know
did?
I know I didn't put it on there, but I said I wanted to talk about it.
Then talk
He
about
hasn't
it.
played it yet,
No.
so I don't want to spoil anything in the game. It's not,
Mhm.
game-breaking storytelling or
Yeah.
anything. But have you played Dark Souls?
No, actually.
You've heard of it?
Yeah.
Like it's a super hard game.
Mhm.
This is basically Dark Souls, but Star Wars.
Really?
It is hard.
Interesting.
You are going it's very like Dark Souls feel. Like it's anytime you die, instead of just saying like you died, it just is like that ominous music and then just respawn.
Hmm.
It has a Dark Souls feel to it. There's a lot of dodging and some bosses and
Sure.
a lot of dying and going back to the same place over and over again. And then if you're a completionist like I am, you're going back to the other planets a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with it though.
What I've seen from it, it's just random gameplay clips without any like spoilers.
Yeah.
And I've liked what I saw. Because I was very worried. We don't have to talk about this much, but I don't like what EA has done with Star Wars so far.
I don't either. But this was made by...
Does anyone?
No. This was made by, what is it? The developers that made Titanfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It looked like a good change of pace, and the main problem I had with it was I do not like the look of any person in the game.
None
Like
of
they
the
kind of
people-
all look ugly
Yeah,
to me.
they do.
But
the game
other
is
than
so
that,
fun.
yeah. It was just cool because like I even saw at one point you can get like a double-sided lightsaber and you can
Oh,
even
yeah.
take them apart and then like throw them.
I don't know if
That's
you can
pretty
take
cool.
them apart. I haven't gotten that. Like, I have the double lightsaber.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's... yeah, the best thing I can do is say to Star Wars Dark Souls.
Mhm.
Like, I have it on the medium difficulty, and I'm still getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Like there's like the Jedi Knight, there's like the Jedi Master.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, like the pairing time is so slow. Like there's a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. But yeah, if you were interested in the game, if anyone listening, think of it like Dark Souls but Star Wars.
That's pretty cool.
It's so much fun. It does not hold your hand with anything, I would say, unless you're in like the easiest difficulty.
Yeah.
All right. Shazam 2 has officially been announced.
I am happy about that.
Same. That was a DC movie I actually liked.
Yeah. I mean,
It was good. It wasn't great.
I mean, the ending was definitely kind of rushed in my opinion.
Very
How
cheesy.
all of a sudden, I mean, it's
The other
been
people,
March since I've seen the movie. I saw it in theaters and that was it. but how they're all just like they get the powers and then like, hey,
Then-
we can use them perfectly.
So the thing about the Shazam movie is I think it was very widely appealing to pretty much everybody,
Yeah.
but especially for comic book readers because it is almost panel for panel
Dang.
the New 52 run of Shazam, and that was really, really cool to see. The major change that they made is they swapped out the main villain, but that's okay. Like they still did good with what they did. Everything else though, almost exactly the same, and that's why I liked it so much because DC has had a great opportunity to just make what they already make on a different platform, and they've done that with the animated movies, and they've worked just fine. But they've never really done that with the live action movies, and I think that movie really showed that it does work. And so I was really happy with it mainly because of that, but also I just thought it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
It was an okay movie. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Definitely looking forward to the second one a good amount.
Mhm.
So something came out. The beloved Jack Black might be calling it quits soon in the acting.
That's okay.
Jumanji.
He's on YouTube.
Yeah, he's Jablinski now.
Yeah.
and
He's Jablin.
he also has a family to take care of. So I totally
Yeah.
I completely
So
understand.
Jumanji 2/4
maybe 3. Who knows?
might be his last one.
Interesting.
So we'll have to see if he does anything else, but he's considering just hanging it up.
Mm.
So he's been in a lot of good stuff over the years, and
Yeah.
it's probably better that he hangs it up now before he randomly turns in before he Nicolas Cages his career or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
That's
could
true.
honestly see him doing that if he
Yeah.
keeps going.
Yeah.
That could happen. All
That was a
right.
good one.
That back.
All right, so I'm sure y'all have heard all about this now, but we got Kanye Reeves versus Kanye Reeves.
Keanu.
Kanye. Did
you say Kanye?
Kanye.
Is that
I'm like,
like
who's Kanye Reeves?
Kanye West and
Chick-fil-A!
Keanu Reeves' love child?
Yes.
That's weird. I don't want to think about that.
I don't either.
Well, now you're going to.
Yeah.
So John
Interesting.
Wick, the new one, and the new Matrix are going to be released on the same day.
Yeah.
So Keanu's competing against himself for box office.
Yes, which is interesting because I don't know if I mentioned this ever, but like there was a fan theory that John Wick is in the Matrix universe.
Bro, that'd be hilarious.
And
I've
if
seen
they
the
revealed
thumbnail.
it like in both of those movies at the same time,
Dude,
that would be
that'd be-
hilarious.
Bro.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
I would love that.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Well, because
I don't know if the franchises can actually do that, but it would be really cool.
yeah. Well,
That's
because what's
hilarious.
interesting is he almost, to an extent, plays a very similar character
Yeah.
archetype in both
Yeah, he
movies.
does.
And the world of John Wick is very different. It's not. It's realistic in some ways to the real world, but like all of the higher structure stuff with the way that they live and everything is definitely reminiscent of something going on behind the scenes in the normal world. You know,
Mhm.
kind of like how Matrix set up in the beginning. And so it would be, and also the biggest evidence for this is that obviously Keanu Reeves is in both, but also what's his name, Morpheus from The Matrix is in John Wick 2 and 3, and so
You're right.
yeah, and he also plays a similar archetype in a way. They're obviously different, but it'd be interesting if they were the same characters somehow.
That would be so weird.
That'd be such like
Plot twist.
Yeah.
So hard. Combining.
Before
these
you
two
know it,
guys.
they're gonna bring us a Samurai Jack Powerpuff Girls crossover.
yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited. I was never super into the Matrix, but I always thought it was a cool thing.
Yeah.
Which one do you think's gonna make more money box office?
Oh, John Wick, I think. Honestly.
Which one do you think's
Yeah.
gonna be better?
John Wick.
John Wick.
But I'm excited for Matrix too.
I
It's
don't know.
just yeah.
Ugh.
I
I'm not the world's biggest John Wick fan.
I love John Wick. I've
Why
seen
do you
all
like
of
John
those
Wick?
movies so many times.
Cause
Too much shooting and killing.
it comes a point when you just walk into a
It's
room and
pointless.
just open fire for 10 seconds and everyone's dead.
See,
Okay, so that's cool. Now what?
I like it because I hate most modern action movies, but John Wick has impressed me.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying, like, I don't love it as much as a lot of people do.
Sure. I just appreciate it for what it is, as because the first one was definitely supposed to make fun of specific.
Okay.
The first one was definitely supposed to make fun of specific like action movie
Yeah.
tropes, and that
it's
was really
evolved
cool.
a little bit,
Yeah, and
like Scream.
over time they've put so much work into the choreography of the fights.
Yeah,
and like the
I
creativeness
do
of it.
appreciate that, because that was one thing that I was starting to get. The Taken franchise was starting to drive me crazy with all the overuse of the shaky cams,
Yeah.
and it got times where it's like you're overusing creative shots.
Yeah.
To where they're not as creative and special anymore.
Yeah. I really appreciate John Wick for like how well thought out what they do in those movies is.
Mhm.
It's just I think it's cool.
Hey, did you know that Beto lost?
Did I know what?
That Beto lost,
Beto lost?
and that Shrek's a donkey.
I'm confused.
It's like the closing remarks of the podcast.
Okay.
Wait,
Such
when'd you
a-
pause it?
I didn't pause anything.
I'm just kidding.
All right, catch y'all. in the
Wait,
next
wait,
one.
whoa, 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 whoa.
What? What?
Whoa,
What-
whoa,
what-
man.
Whoa. What?
Josh, do you have anything you need to tell them? Any confessions or encouragements or anything you need to get off your chest?
Jet fuel steam can't come melt steel aside.
And on that note, we'll see you all next week.